harder, Dixie.
Woo! I got no left click.
Much harder, Dixie.
Are you mocking me?
No, Elliot was mocking me. Much harder, Dixie.
Are you mocking me?
No, Elliot was
So I asked this once before of y'all. I'm trying to get my key count up to my level count. So I should have 7 key now. I have 6. I'm trying to make my little bubbles get higher.
Go to preparation on your action.
I have 6.
You gotta set your page, your action pace. Preparation. Go to preparation on your action.
Okay, I'm on actions. I'm on key, but that's not preparation. So
see at the very bottom says mode.
Okay, I'm on actions.
It'll say either combat, standard, or preparation. You want a preparation. See at the very bottom says mode. Right to the right of mode. Bottom left. It'll say either combat, standard, or preparation. You want a preparation. See at the very bottom says mode. Right to the right of mode. Bottom left. It'll say either combat.
Oh, he's gotta work. Left click. Where'd he go?
Right to the right.
Come on. Oh, he's gotta work.
That reminds me, I didn't make a change.
Left click. Where'd he go?
Roy, hey Roy, before we start, oh fuck. Roy, hey Roy, before we start, oh fuck. Oh, thanks for reminding me to turn on my Twitch stream, but I can hear somebody's Twitch stream. Oh, thanks for reminding me to turn on my Twitch stream, but I can hear somebody's Twitch stream.
Not mine.
With the delay.
I don't see where we're broadcasting, so okay.
Not mine.
With the delay.
I don't see where we're broadcasting, so okay.
Oh, this is gonna be a hard night.
And
Night without a left click. Oh no, like literally, my left click goes away if I zoom in, and I can't stretch my my board. Whatever this last update did not play well with Mac. I can't stretch my my board.
they have a 64-bit that you can run.
Play well with Mac. I can't stretch my my board.
They have a 64-bit that you can run.
I had this problem once before and it sucked all night.
Not an enjoyable
I had
way.
this problem once before and it sucked all night.
Not an enjoyable way.
This problem once before and it sucked all night.
Not an enjoyable way. I has got plans to make Wizards swim. Twitch, DM, Twitch. We'll be broadcasting soon. Or whatever message you put on Twitch, DM, Twitch.
What?
Broadcasting soon. Or whatever message you put on Twitch, DM, Twitch.
What?
Well, we definitely have somebody. I can hear somebody's Twitch stream with a delay.
What?
Or something. Definitely have somebody. I can hear somebody's Twitch stream with a delay. What? Or something.
Right. So it must have been your machine.
All right, here we go with another fantastic Thursday evening of Thursday Night D&D. Hopefully this is going to work out well. If anybody notices things not working well on the stream, please let me know. Switch a couple things out this week. Try to fix an audio issue, as well as trying out a couple things in Streamlabs. So we'll see how this goes. So welcome. Make sure you're tuning in and make sure you tuned in and checking things out. We didn't change the picture. What picture? No? Yeah? No. Yeah? No.
Picture.
Yeah?
What are you
Picture?
talking about?
You mentioned something about changing a picture.
I mentioned it to Mwaksanari. It
In
just
chat.
came up on your side because you see everything.
Oh, I do see everything. Ah. Whoa. Oh, sorry. All right. When last we left our intrepid party, they had put a lot of time and effort into trying to whittle down the forces of the Red Wizards of Thay, who currently hold 8 of the 9 cubes that the party needs. They set an ambush as best they could, and the trap was sprung. Though last week I did a pretty magnificent job of botching the entire surprise mechanic. First round of combat, it was pretty horrible. It was like the worst thing I've ever done. Well, within some parameters, but you kind of get the idea. So this week we are going to pick up from there. We will, let me see, let me share the map with the party. So we have ourselves a fancy brand new battle map that will contain the the fight for this. Excellent. You'll get a little taste of my pretty amazing skills at Photoshop. Not in the map itself, but in the blue color, the water. I made the water. Is that not some pretty amazing water or what? Come on. No. All right. Fine. Water sucks.
We're just waiting for we're just waiting for the stream to respond.
Okay. So, let's see. I guess there's a lot to do tonight. So let's get to it. You guys can basically set this combat. So the water that's on the south of this map, that's basically like, it's shallow water, right? That's like the water that's sort of kind of just flooding into the city. So this is a little higher area where you are currently, and that water is, it's only a few feet deep. Well, it starts at inches and then just gets up to at most a few feet deep. So not a big deal. But just that is the water. Just to the right of the map, to the far right, will be the waterfall area. So you guys are able to set yourselves up in here however you'd like. So you can kind of figure out, ostensibly the wizards will be coming through here and headed from left to right. So you can set yourselves up in here anywhere you'd like to be in order to try to get as much advantage as you can on these wizard guys.
Excellent.
Were you hiding in that tree? Or amongst the foliage?
And in a tree?
Yeah, I think we're all hiding.
Actually, how long are these squares? 5-foot squares. How long?
Let's see, Sashira, how are you doing over there?
I'm gonna hide as well. I'm gonna hide deep.
So control water is going to handle half this map, is what this is, if this is 5s, then, correct?
Controlled water is going to handle half of this map. I don't. Let's find out about controlled water.
If Fantasy Grounds is correct, it's supposed to be a cube up to 100 foot.
Any freestanding water inside an area you choose. Yeah, so you can control a giant cube of water that's out there. It'll be a little limited because the cube that you have access to will only be like a 5 foot deep cube. So it'd be 100 by 100, but only 5 feet deep.
It's fine. That'll still give me enough that I can swipe the whole group of them hopefully into the water to drag them toward the water body.
Yes. And what would that accomplish to put them into 5 feet of water? Except to take everything off my map.
Well, that forces them in the water and hopefully will keep them falling.
Actually, it's not 5 feet of water, right? It's like waist high water. So 3 feet of water. Because this is the water that you guys have been sort of walking through this whole time.
Roy, I have a question. Is it deeper near on the right side of the map, perhaps because of the waterfall?
It can be, sure.
Okay.
I guess. Yes. Well, okay. So, look. Do we want to have a naval combat where I paint the whole thing blue, and we go and we fight in 3 feet of water, or do we want to fight on this map? So I guess we could do either one of those. If you want to just drag everybody out into 3 feet of water, then we can have a combat that's in 3 feet of water.
That's not what I want.
All right. Let's let's not do that. Let's use the map that we have here. So remember the control water. We talked a bit about this, right? Where you can, if you want to bring a big blob of water that you can control and try to disrupt some of them, right? The more of them you try to capture in the area of effect, the less of the effect it's going to be. So you can, you can probably try to like bring a big blob of water and focus it on one person, make a whirlpool in there, drag that person out into the water a ways, just sort of maybe take them out of combat a bit. Even if you could bring their whole party out into the water, it's in fact, here at the shore, it's just very short. It's very shallow, right? So it's really only, a few inches, and it gets out to as much as 3 feet deep. So remember, this isn't an ocean. This is a flooded city. It's just a city that's been flooded. So,
well, I wanted to try to use option 1, round 1, which is the flood, which gives a 20-foot tall wave to drag them in the water, and then use option 3 to throw them as far up the waterfall as I can. Then I'm going to cut the spell on that piece until they hit the bottom.
Yeah.
And throw them up again.
All right, there may not be enough water for that. Yeah. Anyway, let's do initiative. I don't have a long night to spend on this, and I'm not gonna spend a long time trying to figure out how a spell can destroy the whole party. We had this conversation. I thought we resolved it. So we have to just.
What it'll do.
Okay, I will tell you what it will do. Let's see. So let's do. You guys are hidey. All right. I guess we need to do. Guess we have to do this stealth checks, right? So you guys have a chance to surprise them. Their passive perception is actually a 14, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, this will be a little tricky to Yeah, so these guys. Oh, no. Okay, 11. So, passive perception of 11. Actually, I'm much better. Yeah, passive perception 11. All right. So, basically, this is going to be a DC 12 stealth check. So, if you guys all want to make stealth checks, I think I'm willing to give the option as well. If, as a character, if you want to give up the... I don't know. Tell what you guys think of this. What if, as a character, if you want to give up the option of having surprise, right, where you just say, okay, I'm not going to roll surprise, then that character can... no, I guess you still have to roll a stealth check. Why am I trying to change rules? All right, let's not complicate things. Never mind. Okay, so stealth checks, everyone, as you try to ambush these group of red wizards as they're coming into view. Rafina, you and your damn armor.
No, I actually rolled the wrong one, but it doesn't matter. It's still a roll.
Roll. I die 10.
Stealth is dex, and I get no bonus.
Well.
You rolled sleight of hand.
All right, so let's see. I guess you guys should see these guys. We can put them all here. So as you guys, or as they are coming into view, they're traveling sort of close to the water. Rafina, as you're eager to or anxious to jump out and get these guys, and you move just a bit, and they hear that clinking of your armor, and you've given up the gig here as far as the surprise round goes, but you are the only one that they spot so far. So I guess we'll see how that works out. Let's get and roll initiative. Oh, Misha. Oh yeah. Let's not forget Misha, that you're she's controllable now, right? So she's at that your bonus. We are in this is 5th encounter, right? So it's 5th encounter. So you guys are able to use your encounter abilities. So don't forget about those. Those are kind of a big deal. Especially for you healer types and such. All right, so it looks like Misha gets to go. Alessandra, do you have any special orders for young Misha, or what you would like for her to accomplish or do, or what? Where is she? Oh, you got her? Okay. Alessandra?
Not yet.
Ah, okay, so she's just chilling out.
Yeah.
All right. So this. Oh wow. Okay, and a little bit of. This is actually how it happened last time. Dyrax, this guy. Last time he decided to blow up the party with a cone of cold. So that's not an option this time. Let's see. So he actually calls out, you again. It figures you'd be the one stealing the robes. I should have known. I should have killed you the last time we found you. What would he do against a single person? So he's going to step out.
In his underwear.
No, he doesn't have underwear. Well, his spells kind of stink.
What? That's impossible.
Like Andre the Giant. I'm not used to fighting only one person.
Yeah, he's not really. What does he do? Well, he's really stumped. All his stuff is designed to blow up large groups of people. Does he? Let's just randomize it. We'll randomize it. Let's see if he's. Let's see how conservative he is on his spell use in this first round. Not very conservative. Okay. Well then. In that case, he will cast at Rafina, beloved Rafina. You are going to get magic missiled. Let's see. How many missiles go at his level? What the heck? It's just 3? Is it always 3?
No. It adds an extra die. Oh, you can add an extra missile per spell level.
You can increase it.
1 missile per spell level. Slot higher.
I don't think the description here is actually correct. This is really weird.
Inventory, wand of magic missiles.
That's correct. Okay. So he will. In fact, he's going to add a he'll add a level in there. I don't have a. Sorry, I don't know why this isn't. Oh well. Okay, I think I'll just roll it. All right, so Rafina, you're going to take 4 magic missiles. I don't know why the damage isn't in his spell thing, Rafina. So take 13 plus 4. Rafina, 4 missiles fire out at you. Yeah, all right, 4. You take 17 damage from these missiles. And he laughs. He says, "Bring out your friends so we can finish them off as well. We will not make the mistake of having mercy upon you this time." Let's see. That brings us to Rastalnos, the pretty horned one.
I'm going to.
It's so quiet. Like, it's so quiet. I'm the only one that has talked.
Oh, well, that's because I am going to cast. Actually, I'm going to hold my action. Wait, I'm confused. The TZ. Yeah, I'm going to hold my action until if the TZ and the D get within 1 fireball blast, I'm going to cast fireball.
All right, so you're gonna hold your action. So you're gonna wait for them to. So you're gonna basically wait for them to get into a group.
I'm gonna continue to hide and wait for them to get into a group.
Okay.
And I will be prepared to cast counterspell if I see something nasty coming.
Okay. You don't even have to prepare that. You can just do it. Thasma. Thasma. Looks around and she is a bit more cautious. She actually casts again. Speed 60. All right, so she actually casts and then
Oh no, I see a circle.
all right, she actually casts and she flies up into the air. So she flies over here and she is about 30 feet up in the air, kind of over near the surface of the water. 30 feet. Well, that's pretty good 3, really. Okay, and she's gonna actually try to find you guys. Where are you guys? Come here. Oh, that's why I didn't. Oh, there it is. Okay, I knew this. I couldn't find the sheet with all the spells, but I have to make it their turn in order to see them. Okay.
Does this qualify as my hold condition?
C, save, C, save.
Would you? And I think counterspell's range would not be enough, maybe.
Yeah, I guess there's a. I mean, she'd be flying through there. I guess.
Oh, nice. Fireball.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that 30?
It's a 20-foot radius circle.
Oh, okay. So you just said 30 feet of one another for. Oh, I gotcha.
Within a fireball blast. So that would catch. Really.
Yeah, I guess so. She's like, I don't know. I'm trying to imagine what a sphere looks like with her 30 feet up in the air there. Is she still within range?
She would have been as she flew over the apex.
Okay, sure. Yeah,
tell me if I take the action or not.
Yeah, go ahead, take the action.
All right. In that case, I will fireball.
All right, hang on a second.
Oh.
I'm so happy to see one of these on our side.
All right, Dyrax, who is looking at you guys. Well, actually, I guess I should make a. Since you're hidden, let me make his wisdom save for him to make sure that he can. Well, no, because you're attacking.
It was a surprise, or I was stealth. He didn't see me.
Yeah, but now so now you stand up and you cast the spell, right? So I assume he would see you casting the spell.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So fair enough. So he is actually going to counterspell your fireball.
Well, damn. 4th level.
All right. If the creature is casting 3rd level or lower, spell fails and has no effect.
You can counterspell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I love it.
Do it.
Tweet.
So you can take a reaction at any time?
Mm-hmm.
Except when you're surprised.
Yeah, this is like the Magic the Gathering, whatever, stacks of counter spells and interrupts and.
Okay.
Man, that got confusing.
Yeah.
So I'm casting a 4th level fireball and.
But you're casting a 4th level fireball?
4th level fireball, and I'll counterspell as counterspell.
Okay, hang on. On 4th level.
I only have one 4th level slot. I'm using fireball 4th level and the counterspell 3rd level.
Okay. So if he casts at 3rd level, the counterspell should just cancel.
Right.
But
but he has to. If it's a 4th level spell, then he actually would have to cast a 4th level counterspell.
Well, he wouldn't have to.
You don't have.
How would he know?
It's actually, I think it's a roll, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, at 4th level, it's a roll. I didn't realize it was a 4th level fireball. I thought it was a 3rd level fireball. So, how would he know? That's a really good question. How does somebody know if they're casting a spell, what the spell is, what the level of the spell is? It's very, very confusing. But surely he knows, right? He's a.
Our genius wizards that do this all day.
Yeah, I imagine they would.
The first thing you want to know is how to figure out what level magic people are casting actually.
Oh, what's that, Sashira? You're out a lot.
Sorry. I thought there was an actual skill for knowing spells, and I can't remember it.
Arcana.
Spellcaster. There you go.
Arcana.
Let's see. All right. Well, let's.
You really want every single time you cast a spell to make an Arcana check?
No, I don't really. I don't think I do. We'll try it like this and see how it works.
How do you know what the spell that you're using effectively?
All right. So this guy is going to. This guy is going to cast a 4th level dispel because he wants to interrupt the 4th level spell without having a chance at failure. So, can you cast your dispel at 4th level?
No, but I'll have to make the roll with the 3rd level version of Counterspell.
All right, should be easy. So the DC is gonna be 10 plus the spell's level. So DC 14. Ability check using your spell casting ability. So that means you don't get.
He would add his charisma modifier.
Just okay, yeah. Nope, not your what's it called? Proficiency, yeah. All right, so your spell thing. So basically, D20 plus your charisma modifier. You need a 14 or higher. All right. Does not work. So you come out and you say, aha, I have you all. And just as you cast the fireball, he actually says, and he makes these quick little words, and you feel the spell fizzle. But as a reaction, you say, no, you cannot interrupt me because, and you realize actually he can't interrupt you. Come to find out. So
is that 4th level spell gone, or I still have it?
No, I believe the spell fails and has no effect. Yeah, so the all those spells are cast.
So wizards can cast 2 spells simultaneously, is what you're telling me.
Wizards can cast 1 spell as a reaction, and yeah. So I mean, I think so, right? So like Elliot can cast a fireball and then counterspell the counterspell, so he can do all of that at the same time.
Good. I come out of stealth, use my 4th level spell and a 3rd level spell, and nothing fucking happens.
I have to say, if we turn out to be wrong about this, it's my fault, not Roy's.
Wrong about what?
I'm just saying that
If
how
I'm
can you
wrong
almost
about
stop it?
counterspelling. I've just, that's been kind of on a thing.
No, I know you can counterspell a counterspell.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've researched that because knowing we're going to have a big mage battle, I did a bit of research into casting and such. So I know for a fact that was a good option for Elliot. Unfortunately, in this case,
that the wizards don't memorize their spells anymore.
But the stealth part,
They do.
The stealth part is the part that had no effect once again. So
yeah, they get a spell list. Wizards get much like other classes. Wizards get a list of spells that they have available that they can cast, and they have so many spell slots of each level, and then they basically can choose from their list those spell slots, right? So
Okay.
yeah.
Because if you're going to cast something at a higher level, you would have had to have memorized it at a higher level, though, right?
No.
Back in 3rd edition, not 5th.
Yeah, no. In
Okay.
5th, you get to It's really flexible. I like it a lot. Just like Elliot, right? Like he can cast. When he casts a fireball, he can choose to up it at the time he casts it, as opposed to having to memorize it as a 4th level spell. So wizards work. One of the benefits of wizards is that they have a lot of they have a long spell list. I mean, these guys have a long list of spells available to them. But
they have to memorize them, right? Not like the cleric where I can just pull it out.
It works actually exactly like a cleric.
Yeah, it works like clerics. They have a shorter list that they can choose from. Basically, they have their spell book that they can choose from, and they have a number of spells that they can have memorized. So you get 5 first level spell. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't have the turn that I can pass. I'm trying to pass turn.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. All right. So they go. Rafina, who has just been magic missiled. All right, Rafina.
Just tell me what I can do.
Wasn't Rafina surprised?
Rafina. No, Rafina was noisy. Rafina was. They can't surprise you guys.
I thought that failing that roll meant that you didn't get your surprise round.
Right.
Nobody got a surprise.
Nobody gets a surprise room.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was a stealth check. Basically, they were the group that could have been surprised because you guys, were watching them come, so they can't surprise you.
If any of us failed, nobody's surprised. Like they all know that there's a combat ensuing because Rafina failed.
Yeah. Damn it, Rafina.
My stealth didn't matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I have some ideas for that, but for the sake of getting this moving. Okay, Rafina. So you want to take a big blob of water and do what? So I know we talked a bit about this. I like the idea, if you want to bring a big blob of you're working with really shallow water, so that's a little bit of a hindrance. If you want to try to grab one of these guys and suck them out far out into the water, right, and cause them distress and stuff out there, then fine. If you want to maybe bring a big blob of water, kind of in the middle of them that's just sort of writhing and causing problems, right? You could cause disadvantage on things like attacks and attack rolls and stuff like that while they're in that thing of water, if you'd like. I guess you could probably drag
take Zagmira and drag her all the way to the waterfall, and I'm going to just keep bouncing her up and down every round.
Yeah, I guess you could probably get a couple of them in there
For the whole length of the waterfall.
I guess you can get
the range of my spell. What, 300 feet?
Yeah, no reason you can't
drop
get
her 300 feet, drop her, and yeah.
That's a noble idea, but I guess you could probably. Well, how many of these guys could you get in a blob of water?
Well, it's a 20-foot wave that's going to hit them. 20 foot tall and 100 foot wide.
Who knows the cubic volume of a 3 foot by 100 by 100 water? All right, so how about this? Let's see the guys that are close to the shore, the three closest to the shore. If you want to try to like kind of pull them out of combat, you can. They're going to get saves, of course, to kind of stand their ground on the ground and not get washed out to sea. Maybe we'll make it either a strength or a dex save. The better of a strength or a dex save against your spell DC, not to get sort of sucked out into the water.
Hit Zagmira and the two mercenaries.
All right.
Because the third one's flying, correct?
The third one is flying, correct.
So that's not even in the area of effect. So the closest to the shore is Zagmira and two mercenaries.
All right, Zagmira is, you can imagine, is not very strong. All right, what's your spell DC?
Well, let's cast it. Yink.
Oh, she's going to make that. All right, so she manages to hold her ground.
So DC is 15 apparently on that spell.
All right, Mercenary 7. Fails. All right, so who's this guy? All right, so Mercenary 8 is actually going to get sucked out into the water. We'll just show him that he is... Oh, that's the end of the map. No wonder. All right, so he gets sucked out into the water, and he's kind of in this big blob of water that is taking him, I guess, where? Moving him over towards the waterfall?
No, if I only see him, right where he is, because I'm going to throw him into them next round.
You're gonna... Okay.
I'm going to use him as a battering object.
It's so easy. It's so easy to run this.
Next.
Sashira, what would you like to do?
Let's see. If I were to magically, well, not magically, just walk to, let's say, here, would Zagmira have cover? If I was shooting an bow and arrow.
Oh, no, there's no cover there. That's just like some little fence or some low. Yeah, no. Let's say no.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable. I'm going to try to get snug up against this rock so maybe not all the casters can see me. But at the same time, I want Zagmira straight in my line of sight. And I have 2 poison arrows going at Zagmira.
All right.
These are the 7d6 save versus half. And longbow. Zagmira, where are you? Oh, there you are. Ooh. And I don't actually know how to roll 7d6. Does anybody know how to tell me that?
What? How many d6? Wait a second.
Arrows.
Hold on. Wait, she has a shield spell. Good lord. Wait a minute. It's not going to help, is it?
Nope. It's not
I
gonna
don't
get
think
to
so.
25.
I don't think that's gonna help.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Jeez.
It might help against the second one. She does get a con save, however.
Oh.
I
well,
don't
that's.
have these aren't like push in. I also get a D8 on that, I think, but I'm not sure. You
All right. Let's see. Con save is a 7. That is surely not going to make anything. Ouch. Okay. So, ouch. This is gonna be a really painful arrow, isn't it?
Yes,
We're
and
hoping.
I might have another one coming after it too. So who knows? So how do I roll 7 dice?
So
Jeez.
pick up your 6,
Click.
your die 6, and then right click while you're holding down the left click until you count up to 7.
This is so fun. Not gonna
Oh,
lie.
this is crazy. This is crazy.
Oh, and that actually gets a +4. And these were. I mean, it might get normal dice. Actually, that's just a poison, I think. So
Yeah,
I think it does this.
What?
39. Wow.
Yeah,
What?
that's one of the arrows. This is one of Bag of Nails' arrows.
No.
Yeah.
Holy shit. How did you get. Oh, why do I give you these arrows?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You turned a few into stone with Grey Petal.
But
Oh.
you allowed some of them to be retrieved from the King of Feathers' gullet.
No, not these arrows. No. Didn't I give you like. How many of these?
come from Queen Zalcora.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
These are very special arrows, and I'm using them to kill.
Holy shit. 1 arrow for 39 points of damage.
Here comes the stack at once. And here we go. Oh my god, where are you? There you are. Oh!
No.
You get some key back.
Wow. All right, so this arrow, this super magical arrow, this the first arrow hits Zegmira, and she sees you, and she's like, okay, whatever. And this arrow hits her, and her face is graven as this huge arrow hits her, and it explodes, and her flesh melts as the poison just eats her skin, and she has these bulging veins all over the area. She's like, ah! And then the stark terror as the second arrow flies towards her, and for a moment she is petrified, but then she watches as the arrow goes sailing out into the water harmlessly.
Skipping over the bubbling water.
All right, Sashira, what else you got?
Oh, I think I'm gonna move back undercover here. Maybe to there, because I want their attention on me or them. There you go.
Okay, Alessandra.
I am going to create 2 giant eagles 60 feet from me in the air using the charm of conjure animals.
Interesting. All right, 2 giant eagles.
Mm-hmm. Who should now get their turn, right?
That's a good question. So what's this? What's the charm? Is that's a magical item?
Yes.
They technically roll initiative. I don't think they go to the next round.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they get summoned and attacked the same round, but let's see. Giant eagle.
Oh, so they roll their own initiative and then act on their next initiative. So if they roll whatever, like the next number lower than me, they will go next.
All right, let's see. Giant eagles. These are going to be friendly. How can I roll their initiative? I guess I'll just roll it in here, eh? Where is... What's initiative? Plus, you get your dex bonus on initiative?
I
Yeah.
think
So I'll give them a 17 initiative, actually. All right, so they will. Well, they'll go at near the top of next round.
okay.
All right, where do you want these guys?
Well, they're 60 feet towards the bad guys from me.
Let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. How about like here, roughly? Where?
That's fine.
Okay. Anybody else? I'm sorry, anything else?
No, that's me.
All right, Orbex is doing a good job guarding Moaxanari's back. Mercenaries. Mercenary 6 is coming up and kill Sashira, this crazy, maniacal, arrow-wielding person.
Yep.
Hey, why am I rolling disadvantage? Are you dodging or something?
Otherwise,
Unconscious.
oh, probably from
Mercenary.
last. No?
Yeah, I think your mercenary is unconscious.
Yeah, the mercenary's unconscious for some reason.
There we go.
He did drop 20, but
Well, it doesn't matter. There's no crits, so a hit's a hit. All right, so you are hit. Mace to the face. Boom.
Ow.
All right, hard mace. Oops, I guess that's supposed to target you. Sorry.
I'll figure it out.
Who are you, Sashira? All right, take 8, Sashira. Take 8 from a mace. Second mace attack on Sashira.
No.
Boom, another hit. These guys are tough, man. They ain't messing around. Holy smack. All right. Bludgeoning you to death with the mace. Mercenary 7 is going to run up and take out this cleric. 10, 20, 30. He can't make it. He'll just charge up, get engage the cleric menacingly. Mercenary 8. All right, Mercenary 8 is gonna try to. He's gonna start swimming back. So I don't know how far out he is.
300 feet.
I doubt you can move him 300 feet in a round. Let's say he can.
Away the water.
Let's say he can swim back to like here or thereabouts. He'll start swimming back or wading back slowly back. All right, he's coming back. Moaxanari.
all right, I'm gonna move up to about 20 feet from Dyrax, and I'm going to cast Banishment on him.
Oh, banishment. That's tough. All right, go ahead. I'm sure you got the spell prepared. No!
All right, so he disappears, and then I'm going to use 10 feet of movement to move back towards Orbex. But I can only get back.
I want to know what this spell does.
Oh, he's banished to a demi-plane for the next minute.
Wow, banishment is so BS. One save and that's it, huh?
It's a charisma save too. That's what makes it so good.
Oh, wow. All right, let's see. Down to Zagmira, eh? Boy, this is not the day she was looking to have today. She's having a bad time with this.
Here, winks at her.
All right,
Did you take Dyrax off the combat tracker? Oh, no, I got him.
I did not, but I'll leave him there for now. What is this arrow? Why is this arrow on here? Go away, stupid arrow. No arrow. Oh well. All right. So Zagmira is wow. Zagmira casts a spell. She disappears.
employment.
Oh, that's clever.
And okay, she is gone, baby. This takes us back to the top, Misha.
Is going to wait until I move, and then is going to follow with me.
Follow. All right. Up to Dyrax. Dyrax is not really liking the look of this. He is wishing at this point he had something better than just direct damage spells, but...
Well, you know he's banished, right?
Oh, never mind. Thank you. Wow. All right, giant eagles.
Giant eagles are gonna fly up and attack Phasma.
All right, how much control do you have over these giant eagles?
They are friendly to us and will attack our enemies.
All right. Let's see. Giant eagles are going to fly over and attack Phasma. She's up in the air. She's a good target that they'd want to attack. Wow. They've got flight 8. Oh yeah, easily. All right, so they fly over. They dive at her, and they have. Oh man. All right, they are going to attack Phasma. All right, let's see. Beak attack hits. Wouldn't help. That. All right, Phasma will take a reaction this time. She will cast her shield spell.
Wouldn't she have had to cast it against the first attack? Isn't that what you make me do with the shield?
I think I'm just trying to remember. I think I let you know if the shield will help or not, so you don't like.
I mean, if that's fine, going.
I can't.
Forward,
I don't remember.
I'm in it. I'm all about it.
Do we just make you use it on the first attack?
That's the first attack that hits.
First attack that hits. Okay. Well, all right. Fair enough.
If I'm gonna use it, it's usually on the first attack that hits.
All right, fair enough. So, so same effect. She'll cast it on the beak, which doesn't help it. So the beak will hit, the talon will miss, but the beak will damage. Wah, wah, wah. All right, giant eagle 2 misses with a 3, misses with a 12. No good. All right, so the eagles are swarming this her, and they're having this aerial combat up there. Ras Nsi. Let me unmute you, and then say whatever you're saying again. No? Well, unmute yourself. There you go.
I'm going to use my wand of magic missiles and attack Phasma.
All right, just you're a bard. You'd probably know that she's got a shield spell up right now.
Does a magic missile not go through that?
Magic missile does not go through that.
Stopped by the shield spell.
Oh yeah, then I won't do that. Oh crap. Good thing Ras Nsi would know that.
But you should undo that damage, Roy.
Hey,
yeah,
hey. Did I?
Yeah, undo that. I got
gotcha.
did 4 points of damage accidentally. I was trying to cast a spell and I hit the damage button. Anyway, all right. In that case, I won't do that. I will do something much better. I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at her.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna do the.
Dissonant Whispers is much better.
what's the biggest thing I got here? So I got a 3rd level Dissonant Whispers. So I'm gonna cast it as 3rd level. And looks like it
Dice
failed to save.
are going your way tonight.
Well, this round, we can't say they went my way on the fireball.
No, but they've got other people. Other people have, I think. As a party, I think the dice are doing pretty well for you guys.
All right. All right. So she takes the minimum damage I could have done with a 3rd level Dissonant Whispers, and gets to fly in the opposite direction now. Does take opportunity attacks.
Let's see. All right, yeah, Dissonant Whispers is super strong. Like, it's really, really, really powerful. The Eagles and Whispers are tough. All right, opportunity attacks from the Eagles. I feel like I should play some Eagles music for this. Let's see. They get their full round of attacks or just one attack?
Just one attack.
Just one? All right, what's their better one? I guess their beak. All right. Take a beak. No, misses thanks to the shield spell. Giant Eagle 2. All right, the Eagles cannot capitalize on this, but she runs away. Anything else for Soundless?
No, I feel pretty useless.
Inspiration?
No.
All right. All right. You will know there will be no inspiration this day. All right, so Thasma, she stays where she is, and she actually looks back and she casts at the Eagles. And oh man, Thasma could have.
I'm gonna counterspell that. No,
Thasma could have.
I'm at a 3rd levels.
Yeah, Thasma could have counterspelled that stupid banishment. Like Dyrax could have counter. No, he had already done.
He already used his reaction.
Yeah, Thasma could have counterspelled that.
Seems like totally BS. How can you use your reaction before your turn?
It's total BS. Total BS. It changes the game.
You run out of spell slots really fast whenever you use it. So.
Yeah. Now, counterspell is a game-changing spell, in my opinion. Can Dispel Magic work on banishment?
She would have to come within range of me.
Of you?
Yeah, she'd have to cast it on me. She can't cast it on Dyax because he's not there.
Getting within 120 feet of you is quite simple. She probably is.
Is it that far? Wow.
Yes, because I'm considering either dispelling
Oh, it is 120 feet.
Chimera's invisibility or just trying to flush her out.
Is banishment concentration?
It is.
Oh, wow. That's a game changer there, too. Concentration's rough. Okay.
Yeah, I probably should have banished them instead of using control water.
You're obsessed with that control water, man.
I think you can do a lot more than the DM does, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think I may be giving it too smart because it's really, yeah, it's, I don't know. It's the
same level as banishment, which I could have done instead.
Yeah, it's a situation, but it's very situational. It's I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to imagine all this. If I were a Thasma, if I was a bad guy. She's still very helpful. No, but the birds. All right, she will fly down back next to this mercenary, down in the water, or like above, like 10 feet above him, but near him. She's gonna fly down near this mercenary, and she is going to cast an ice storm on the eagles.
She can dispel the eagles too, can't she?
She can. Can you dispel conjured or summoned animals?
It's conjured. It's a spell, right?
Not unless, yeah.
Oh, I thought they stayed here.
No, he's using some kind of magic item to summon them, right?
Yeah, only for like an hour.
And using concentration to keep them.
I see.
No.
Well then, probably not for a magic item.
If they're summoned or if they're conjured, it makes a difference. They were summoned. I don't know.
They're conjured.
Oh, okay. If they're conjured.
Conjured, definitely. Yeah, you definitely. Yeah.
I don't think there's a difference between summon
Okay
and
then.
conjure.
So what is that? Conjure animal? Is that what level spell is that?
Yes.
Conjure animals is 3rd.
So she can just dispel them. Okay, then she will use a 3rd level slot and dispel magic. Oh crap!
Can she dispel them both, or does she only get to dispel one?
Oh, that might be. I think dispel magic now is just one target. Yeah, one creature, object, or magical effect in range.
She actually does not have dispel magic. All right, so back to Ice Storm. Shit, I forgot they have some differences in their spell lists. So I was looking at the other. My mistake. All right, let's see. Ice Storm.
Ice Storm, 2d8 bludgeoning, 46 cold, dex save.
What? Oh god.
Dead Eagles.
All right, let's see how the Eagles do.
Take it.
Why isn't this casting?
They saved.
No, I'm not sure what it's doing.
No.
That's setting the DC. It's not actually casting the spell.
Phasma doesn't have any targets, according to our combat tracker.
I didn't do. Gotcha. I targeted the other way. I didn't target this way. My bad. Thank you. All right, Phasma, Ice Storm. There we go. Oh, they both save. These Eagles are strong.
Fast.
Fast and strong are the Eagles.
And they lived.
All right.
That's what creatures in the air.
Eagles take half damage. They don't take 7 damage. Wow. A 4th level spell did 14 damage, 7 damage to 2 targets. Fourth level spell did 7 damage to 2 targets.
If Phasma had kept up on the D&D subreddit, she'd know Ice Storm is weak.
Uh-oh. Apparently Phasma needs to catch up on such things. As such, she's made a grave mistake, thinking her 4th level spell would be powerful. All right, hey John, next time you talk to me about controlled water, I'll remind you what Ice Storm did.
And I'll remind you what Cone of Cold did.
Well, that's another level though. That's all right. Speaking of Rafina.
So you're going to tell me whether I can use this water to show me where Zagmira is or not.
You can tell me what you're doing with the water, and I'll tell you if that will show you where Zagmira is or not.
Flood the whole bottom of the map.
Flood the whole bottom of the map. So you want to basically bring all the water out there onto this land.
Yep. So if I can't find her with that, I need to know from a DM's point, so I know whether I'm going to dispel her instead.
Well, sometimes you have to try something to see how well it works.
You have to tell me, because you're controlling the spell. You have to tell me whether that is a feasibility. If it is not, I need to know whether to dispel it.
Does it seem reasonable to you that if you flood this whole area, then you would be able to see her some kind of way by bringing water up onto the land here?
I assume if it works with throwing chalk in the air, I would assume it would work with water.
But
I'm asking the DM, since you're changing what the spell does.
I'm not changing what the spell does, but I'm not going to tell you if that's going to work or not. This is different than throwing chalk in the air. I will tell you that much.
You're right. Just dispel her.
All right.
Throw off the 3rd level slot, and she's visible now.
Okay. Where are you casting dispel magic?
On her, it just says a person or object. On her.
But you don't see her. You don't have a target. You can't see her.
Okay. I target the spell.
You don't see the spell. You don't have anything to target. You need to have something like you can target an area. Yeah, you can do like an area or but you can't just like if something's like she's not there, she doesn't exist. She might have teleported as far as you know, right?
I am choosing the magical effect invisibility when within 120 feet of me.
I tell you what, we are an hour in. This is going slower than I thought. Let's take a break because I think my wife's home and I haven't seen her in like a million years and I miss her a lot. So I'm gonna go say hi to her. I'm gonna read up on Dispel Magic and then we'll come back. So let's call it take 5. 6 tops, but not 10. 5.
If you're going to see the wife, why don't we just put our break right here?
I'm doing it. Yeah. So we're gonna do on break. We are back. All right, break's over. I got to see the wife for a minute, man. I tell you. Oh well.
It was a minute, man.
That's
No World
sometimes it's.
Warcraft tonight.
We haven't seen her for a long time, man. You know, minutes plenty. Minutes good.
He's good for another week.
I know what you guys are talking about. All right, as far as initiative goes, Rafina, you are going to.
Let's see.
You had all that time to think, and now you're still seeing. You still at seeing?
Yeah, why not?
He's got to reread Control Water.
Son of a.
No, I've given up on it. Lesson learned. Guiding bolt on Thasma.
Guiding bolt. Oh no.
That could be bad. Is her shield still up?
Yep,
No.
but it doesn't matter. It's not a magic
It
missile.
is, yes, until her turn. It's 1 round. So
Rafina's after Phasma, though. So.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be her turn? She cast Ice Storm, right?
you
Yep.
are correct.
Oh,
Yes.
Woohoo!
Thanks, Joe. Oh.
No.
That's a hit.
That is a hit.
I don't know why everybody was darning.
I was darning. I was like, oh, ouch. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I'm feeling for my, usually I'm on your side, but man, I feel like this isn't going away from my Wizards at all. This is just so bad for the Wizards.
Well, I hate to screw us and all, but if you were rolling an attack roll on that, shouldn't you have gotten disadvantage because you're in melee?
No, because I'm not targeting the guy in melee.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
That's why I don't use EV and melee, because it caused me to go to
Oh
disadvantage.
yeah. All right. Roll another attack roll.
I have another one.
Yep, very good. Good.
Plus
Plus
7 would be
is
21. Does shield spell affect that?
Nope, not at all. It's not a magic missile.
No, it's not.
Yes, it does. It adds to her armor class.
It does add to our armor class.
Yeah.
All right. It wouldn't matter though. All right.
Oh, but I thought-
And don't forget, they don't have their robes.
Their robes don't add to armor class.
Yeah. They.
Forget it.
If they're magical, yes, they do.
All right, so
Okay.
Shishira's up next.
Yeah.
Why don't we move to Shishira?
Did you roll that damage? No. All right. So Shira. All right. So she takes the guiding bolt. My sound effects aren't working tonight.
They're not.
Oh no.
Oh
I'm
no.
gonna just start rolling.
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
First,
Get to it.
and then Alessandro will be next.
I already know what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Is that hit?
No.
Yeah,
What?
No.
12 doesn't hit the
that it did right above it. Attack 12 at mercenary 6 hit.
I'm a little bit surprised.
They're strong, but they ain't quick.
Leather armor.
They're wearing leather. Oh, they're wearing leather.
Wow, they have an 11 AC. Yeah, well, all right.
They're wearing cheap
The
leather.
mushroom cloud, so I'm attacking 4 times. Oh.
This mercenary's in over his head. I don't think this mercenary's up to the task of going up against a level 7 monk.
No.
Could be it.
Can you move and attack something else? Or are you stuck
No,
there?
I'm kind of out. But I have a lot of movement left, yes.
There's a mercenary by Rafina, but
Do you guys have the spell magic?
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
only
sure.
I
Rafina.
do.
Well, I guess Rastanos would have, but he's at a third level spell, so.
yeah, I don't have dispel magic anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's where I want to go, Roy.
It's too far. How can you go so far? All right. Alessandra.
I am. Let's see. That's 5, 10, 20. 35, 40, or 30. So I should be able to do that and move there. Is that right?
Sure.
Misha's gonna come with me.
Okay, what's your plan?
I'm gonna hex and then Eldritch Blast Thasma.
Whoa.
All right. Poor
Thasma is
Thasma.
now within 120 feet of me.
She can counterspell the hex.
And you're an advantage on that.
Counterspell has a range of 60 feet.
Oh no.
All right, so let's just throw that on there. There's the sound effects. I'm going to use inspiration on the first attack.
Might as well go ahead and put her shield spell up now.
You're already on advantage for that attack. Don't forget.
Why am I on advantage for that
Because
attack?
she was hit by a guiding bolt and failed.
Oh, never mind. Then I'm not going to use my inspiration on the first attack. I'll use my inspiration on the second attack.
All right. Oh, Mercenary 6 died. I didn't even take him off. Okay.
Nope, can't do that either. Shit.
Damn. All right.
So that's a hit.
All right, well, let's say shields up. Shields up. Shields up, Captain.
Can I even... At least I hope it's a hit with a 23.
Yes.
I didn't actually target her.
That's, yes. All right, the blast hits her. And she's like... And she falls 10 feet. Splashes into the water and disappears from view.
Love it.
All right. So in that case, I will, instead of... If she's not dead, don't forget she takes 10 points of damage from falling.
Yes,
And
she's dead.
And she's trying to breathe underwater.
And she's trying to breathe underwater.
She's
but
still dead.
That's a different story.
Yep, still dead. The soulmonger thanks you. You hear the soulmonger. Nom nom nom.
In that case, I'm not going to use my inspiration on the second attack. I'm just going to attack the mercenary. Oh wait. I did not get the hex. So
That's 8 damage.
Yeah.
8 total. All right. All right. Anything else?
That is me.
All right. Orvix guards the rear. Mercenary 7. Where's Mercenary 7? Oh, yeah. Okay, he's beating on Rafina. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Oh, yeah. Take this, you dumb cleric. Mace to the face. And some damage. And so another mace to the face. Oh, man. These mercenaries, they're not very durable, but they're good at hitting. How's it feel to have maces in your faces, Rafina?
So what's the concentration check?
Oh, I forgot about concentration.
2 DC 10 checks.
Yeah, 2 DC 10 because the damage was.
No difference for the damage?
Nope. Not
It's-
for this damage.
Yeah, it's the.
No problem.
22.
No problem.
Oh, nice.
Hey, messing around. All right, let's see. Mercenary 8.
Hey, still swimming.
Waiting.
Why, you fool?
Drown, whatever you want to do.
All right, Mercenary 8 reaches down into the water where her body fell near him, and it looks like he pulls out some sort of backpack and shoulders it and starts running off into the water. He's running away.
Okay. Is this water still like kind of churning or something? I can't remember.
It can be. What's the water like here, Rafina?
Last I heard, it was still a wave shoving him toward a waterfall because I never changed what it was doing.
Let's see. So I think that the water acts as an action. Like you can make a wave.
Only if I change it.
Yeah. So you can make a wave, and then like next time, if you want to do another wave, then you can. Because like if you want to, there's not a flow here. So, all right. Well, this guy's gonna start running away in this sort of thigh high water. He's running away from you guys as fast as he can.
Actually, it's 20 foot now.
Wait, the water around him is no.
It causes a wave, and then it's a flood. I have dragged the water from outward into the whole area of effect.
Yeah, there's just not that much water. There's only 3 feet of water to work with. Like, it's not like an ocean. It's just 3 feet of water.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's running quickly.
What about the water from the waterfall?
He's running slowly.
Yeah, that's why we did it here, but that's okay.
Dyrax is in banishment. Does he get a save every round at least? Something? Anything? One save?
Nothing.
Even slow, you get a save every round.
Yeah, but
I've been taught
Banishment's strong.
All right.
banishment will be my next spells instead of control water.
All right. So the eagles fly down. They see their prey running across the water. They swoop down. And they are going to target. Who's that? Mercenary 8.
They're going to tear this guy apart.
I never got a turn last time.
Wait, you.
Right?
That's
Mercenaries went, and then...
Oh, shit. I didn't go. I missed the bottom. I didn't take my action either. Shit. I'm sorry.
All right, so
Actually-
did I ever hear, like, the names of the wizards? I heard Dyrax. I know that.
Dyrax, you've also heard Zegmira. In fact, you guys apparently know all their names at this point.
I'll call out the other one, whatever her name, Risha?
Zegmira?
Zegmira.
No, yeah, Zegmira.
Yeah.
She was the one who had the
Advantage.
two-faced. She was like the
Jasmine
two-faced
dead.
person, the old.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Zegmira's the only
one
one.
who's invisible, right?
She
Yeah.
or teleported away. She's disappeared, as far as you know.
All right. Well, I will call out to Zegmira. Oh, she's the leader, though.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't really need her.
Nope.
All right, I'll call out anyway. I'll just say, Zegmira, you are defeated. Surrender, and we will have mercy on you. And then I will cast. I'm going to cast a Mercenary 7. So Mercenary 7 is going to get a Sacred Flame.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I think check range. Yeah. Okay. So Sacred Flame. Did he make it? He made it.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. My turn's over. Sure. So that was useless. All right. So back to Giant Eagles.
All right, no. Actually, to Zegmira. She's last.
Oh.
She's just not on our combat tracker. She's not on ours.
Maybe she'll listen to you. And I won't get something.
Well, she casts a spell. She breaks invisibility. So
Oh, really?
it's high. That's high risk.
Unless
Unless she casts greater invisibility, in which case.
I'm a
Huh?
dead man. I'm a dead woman. I said I'll be a dead woman.
Yeah, if it's greater invisibility, it's a bit more problematic. But at least she still gives away her position.
Wow, this is tough.
Oh, come on, Roy. You only have like 24 options.
Yep. Okay. So she says, "Well, I'm trying to decide what she would do with this." All right. Let's have a dramatic pause in combat. Rafina, you all hear coming from Rafina, from what sounds like probably on top of the rock next to Rafina, the voice of Zegmira, though you see nothing, and she says, "What are your terms? And how will you give me back Dyrax?"
What are our terms?
No, I asked you, what are your terms? You don't ask me. Okay, your terms are that you all walk away. Oh, wait, you were being...
waiting to get some input from somebody. Yeah, I guess it's going to be me.
No, I mean, we need the stones, and we will take care of the soulmonger just to leave this place.
All right, so our terms are she gives us the stones and leaves this place?
And unless somebody has better terms.
Sounds good to me. Those are our terms. Give us the stones and you may leave this place. Oh, and you will leave this place. You're out of friends, Zagmira. You have no more friends.
True. That is true. But Zagmira has not survived this long without having several contingency plans. Still,
So you decline our offer. Very well.
Still, it seems that we are in a poor position at the moment. Very well then.
Well,
if my eagles bring back the stones, then you will have lost one of your bargaining chips. It looks good for you now.
Very well. The stones are yours. I suppose, well, destroying the soulmonger was always the second best option at any rate. You shall give me back Dyrax. We shall hand you the cubes, and we shall depart. It appears that, well, you can't see her.
All right, well, you get Dyrax back once we have the cubes. And then we'll go our separate ways.
Well, you see, Dyrax has some of the cubes. So she calls over. She says, Bob, leave that cleric alone. Bob, come over here. And Bob, the mercenary, kind of looks around. Bob, over here. All right, so Bob walks away. He puts down his mace. He stops beating Rafina in the face with his mace, and he walks away. All right, are you guys gonna? The Eagles, meanwhile, well, okay. So, are you guys going to allow the combat to end and parlay these guys, or are you gonna murder hobo them?
Can the Eagles have murder hobo the mercenary?
That's pretty much a done deal. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're gonna feast on the mercenary out there.
So the Eagles bring us back the bag of stones out there.
The Eagles are just creatures.
The
Eagles are just creatures trying to kill things.
Right.
But it could, yeah, the water could actually, a wave of water, as Rafina looks out to the water, a wave of water actually brings these two bodies out onto the shore. Then the water, of course, just fades into the ground. And these two bodies wash up to shore. One is the wizard. One is the mercenary who is wearing the backpack that the wizard was carrying.
The two giant eagles come and continue their feast on the corpse of the mercenary.
All right, and well, okay, so we're done, right? We get the cubes and we let Dyrax and the other wizards go.
I guess so. So yeah, Zagmira is like so, and Dyrax. Again, you're talking to a voice.
I cancel the banish.
Okay. So Dyrax comes back and he looks around and he's like, and you hear Zagmira, Dyrax, stand down. The cubes are theirs. And he's like, what? This is unacceptable. Bring them to me. I'm a Dyrax. Give them the backpack. Dyrax. For a moment, you don't think he's going to do it. He kind of looks around. He's looking around for the source. He looks in the direction the voice is coming from. She has not canceled her invisibility, by the way. He says, this is a mistake, Zagmira, and it will be taken up. But he pulls the backpack off, sets it to the ground. It falls heavily, as if it were filled with stones. Falls heavily to the ground. So, so Dyrax and a mercenary, Dyrax and Zagmira, the last remains of the once powerful double group of wizards and mercenaries. walk off back down the shore, defeated.
As they leave, Waxenari will say, next time, Omu expects ambassadors and not thieves.
Dyrax stops and looks back at you, and he casts you this look of hatred, utter hatred. Like he obviously is not happy with this decision whatsoever, and he is very grudgingly going along with it. But he looks at you, and he says, "Oh, we shall send our ambassadors. Do not worry." He grumbles, and they take off. Once again, friends. You have eight, count them, 8 keys. No, not once again, this is the first time. You have 8. You have 1 missing key to this whole thing.
All right.
Hooray!
Ras Nsi, right?
Yeah, well, the hooray is tempered with the thought of, and now we get to go to Ras Nsi.
All right, well. All right.
Time to get
tempered hooray.
All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where should we store these cubes? What person wants to carry them?
That's a really good question.
Are we short resting?
You can. Yeah. You want a short rest?
Yeah, we'll short rest because we have to discuss what our strategy, but how to find Ras Nsi next.
Not to mention, 2 of us are hurt.
All right, we'll go ahead and short rest. Let's see. I'll short rest you guys.
I'll do the Song of Rest as we do that.
Sweet. Okay. So let's see. Let's take off delete non-friendly menu rest, short rest. Done. All right. Hey, one bit of excitement is that the Red Wizards of Thay as an encounter. That's a 10,000 experience point encounter.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
No joke.
Everybody's at full health because I can burn my divinities before we were at short rest.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Oh, the Eagles are gone. Bye, Eagles. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, because we'll lose the temp when we short rest. But yeah, I'll have enough that I could full heal us.
Okay. We'll throw out whatever healing you need to throw out. Manage all that. Short rest actually goes by uneventfully. You don't know for sure if you've heard the last of the Red Wizards of Thay, but they were soundly defeated. So,
can we search the body of that red wizard we killed?
Oh yes, yes. So
did they take the dead with them?
They did not. They left the dead lie where they are. Heathens. She had the only real thing I've noticed she has a potion of greater healing. Or greater potion of healing, whichever way that goes.
Helpful.
Let me put that in the see NPCs items.
Yep, spell book.
Oh, would she have the spell book? That is a good question. Yes, she has a spell book.
I will get with you later to talk about what's in the spell book.
Nice.
In the meantime.
Yeah, I've actually got that. I'm gonna throw that in the thing. Hang on, give me like 30 seconds. I'll be able to throw that in the.
All right, the floor is open for discussing what to do, how to find Ras Nsi.
Okay.
And we have Also, should we put all of our eggs in one basket, and perhaps Rafina hold the cubes?
From what I understand, the cubes are kind of heavy, so we may have to distribute them.
Oh, okay.
Rafina may have to carry like the bulk of them, and then we might have to spread like 1 to each the rest of us.
Okay.
Unfortunately, which is not great.
Cubes weigh a half a pound each.
That's not too bad.
Is that true, Roy?
The cubes, no, each cube is. I think each cube is a couple pounds. A few pounds actually. It's like a 3x3 cube of solid stone. Yeah, so they're a few pounds. I think they're 8 pounds each. Actually, I think they actually weigh a bit. That's why they'd split them among themselves, because they didn't. Neither of the wizards could carry them really.
Yeah, you gave me the wrong cubes because they're at 0.5 pounds each.
All right, so yeah, so there's currently 2 backpacks, and the backpacks have the cube. Each backpack has 4 cubes in them. if you're gonna put it as a sack or whatever. I don't care about encumbrance. I really don't. Just if you want to decide who's got what, then I think that's a good idea. But
For my part, do you guys mind if I hang on to this spell book and study it a little bit?
Well, those aren't bard spells though.
Well, I get additional magical secrets later.
Yep. You just get to pick that. You don't need a spell book from it.
I know. It's for story purposes.
Well,
I've studied this,
Let me just suggest that Moxonar actually could maybe be able to use some of the spells.
All right, so the party parcel has a Red Wizard spell book, one book. It's got the spells in it listed, so do with that as you will. Also,
that can work out just fine because Moaxanari and Rastanos might be reading in bed together.
Oh, isn't that cute? There's also a potion of greater healing if anybody wants that.
Shira doesn't have any way to heal at this point, but if anybody else is desperate for a healing potion on them, that's fine. Otherwise, I'll definitely put Shashira's vote into the hat.
Okay, you can have it. You're also the fastest, so if anybody drops, you can administer it pretty easily.
That is actually true. Okay, cool.
Why don't we hide the cubes?
Because that's a terrible idea, because then they're not with us.
Yeah, but they also can't be detected.
Yeah, but then we got to go back and get them when we accidentally stumble onto the entrance of the Tomb of Annihilation.
And they can be found with an object. They can easily be found.
Not with non-detection on it.
That doesn't last forever.
8 hours.
Okay, so we're gonna come back here 3 times a day to cast non-detection.
I think Rafina, I think we should have the cubes on us, and split amongst us. So
whatever.
All right, so 5 of you. Each of you takes 1 cube. A couple of you take an extra. Orvex volunteers. He says, "I would gladly carry one of these cubes that I may study it while we are traveling." His eyes glint in excitement at the prospect of.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
What we really need to, No, what we really need to focus on is we're very close to not needing the cubes at all. We're like 1 step away. So let's just focus on how to find Ras Nsi and what we're gonna do when we get there.
Good call. Good call.
All right. Well, you guys know pretty much the area of the city that you've not explored, that you've been told to stay away from. That is pretty clearly at this point where the Yuan-Ti are based out of.
I throw all my cubes in the party sheet, so grab whoever wants to grab.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys split the cubes.
I don't want to talk about the cubes anymore. What I want to talk about is do we just go see Ras Nsi? Do we just ask for an audience with Ras Nsi? What are the cons of that? The pros are it's very quick.
One way or the other.
Kill us all and then take all the cubes and then it's over.
Either way, it's quick.
But I would remind you we've been approached by 2 Yuan-Ti groups, separate factions. So I'm not entirely convinced that they will kill us on sight. The other choices. I mean, again, that also we don't have to make any deals with that. On the other hand, we could make a deal with one of the factions to introduce us to Ras Nsi.
Well, you pointed out. Why don't I just cast look at object and let's go get the cube?
What object will we look at?
The cube.
That doesn't work like that.
It's 1,000 feet. I don't. How far, Roy? Does 1,000 feet cover the Yuan-Ti temple?
Oh yeah, it definitely could. 1,000. If you look at the very bottom of the big Omu map, so the temple area is probably something in the 500 feet in diameter ish, like that. That walled area. It's probably like a 500-foot diameter. So 1,000 feet, you could go to the wall and easily cover that entire area. Yeah.
Okay, so that sounds like a good idea. Why don't we try that?
All right, so you guys head down to where is my marker? You guys head down, I guess, directly through the water, eh? You wave at the grungs over to the east as you go through there.
We'll stealth if it's necessary.
You can. There are.
If only we had control water right now. Perfect.
You could just flood the entire. Oh man, I mean, I'm saying it.
Yeah, I learned how useful that was.
The
one save and you're fucked.
Fucked. Yes. So you cast detect magic at the wall, and you detect, or I'm sorry, locate object at the wall, and let me think about that. Locate object is on an object you're familiar with, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming that there's something. All these stones
or
are
a
similar to
object known to you. Or you can locate the nearest object of a particular kind.
All right, well, let this work. Yeah, so there is, yes, you can detect. There are, in fact, there are 9 of these objects within your range, Rafina. 8 of them are very close to you, and 1 of them is out there. And it resonates roughly in the middle, maybe in the northeast quadrant of that circular area, though below where you are.
Below?
Below. Down.
Dungeons. Awesome.
Okay.
In fact, as you guys approach, you kind of come into this walled area here through the water. You're troping through the water. You see there's actually a pretty obvious, there's a worked tunnel that descends into the earth, and it's roughly here, kind of by in this building. There's actually this, not a cave, but it's like just a hole that's sort of dug, and it's this tunnel that descends down into the earth. There are muddy cart tracks wind back and forth from the entrance. This is obviously a well-used, large opening and a well-used area.
Do we see any snake tracks?
There probably snake tracks, wagon tracks. Like this is like there's a lot of traffic that goes through this tunnel apparently.
Okay, I think we should go into the tunnel. Any objections?
Nope. I think that's where we should go.
Going into the tunnel then.
I'm gonna go. I'll actually lead the party this time.
What? What are you doing?
Yeah. Our fiercest warrior.
You're gonna die. Oh man.
Done. I'm feeling great. I do it stealthily though.
And he has tracking, so what's the difference?
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Now, how is this place lit, Roy?
This is. Hang on. I am having a difficult time finding my dang map. I thought I had hotkeyed that, and sorry. Pause.
Putting Moa's cube in my inventory. Here we go.
All right, I'll take Shagambi's.
Okay. I thought I took Moa's cube. I'll figure this out.
Who has a cube?
Elliot, you can take the spell book.
Okay. I'll still share it with you, sweetheart.
Yeah, I only need 1 spell of it, so.
Okay.
What do you do with the rest?
Can't you read the others? No, you're a warlock. You can't.
You can't use those as like scrolls and stuff anymore?
No, not anymore. In fact, I have to pay and spend like several hours transcribing the spell before I can even use it as a warlock spell.
Would it be worth it though?
Huh? It adds to my ritual book.
Yeah, he wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't worth it. Or she.
Ras can cast spells still, right? Or did they take that from bards?
No, nobody can use the spell book as a scroll book.
Right. I'm just using it as part of story, of plausibility to how I gain my extra arcane secrets.
Yeah. I mean, with the rules is written, only wizards can use the spell book.
I break stealth for a second, and I back up and talk to Rafina. How does this? Can you sense how far it is?
What the heck? I cannot find this darn
Dungeon.
Sorry, you guys. I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sorry. I cannot.
I don't know. The DM will tell us if we can sort of triangulate where the cube is.
Oh no! Anytime I heard the word triangulate, I get scared.
Yeah, remember Peter? Dude, that was so funny.
Oh God, yes. Oh yes.
The problem is, well, it's kind of interesting because we're technically on the surface of a sphere, so we could triangulate it. But it was going to be kind of silly.
Seth doesn't have the math skills.
Yeah, I don't.
All we need to know is if we're going in the right direction, Jerry. This only lasts 10 minutes. It's not like it's an hour.
Oh.
We're not going to know that, so.
Whew. All right, sorry, man, that was crazy. I could not find the map of this place. Sorry. All right, so yes, so you guys you get to the where the entrance is the place is going to be, or the object is going to be far, far away from where you are currently. Sometimes I wonder.
If it's beneath the ground, obviously it's in some kind of dungeon complex, so we might as well start here.
Well, and I figure we're not gonna be sneaking our way all the way through. So are we gonna be killing all our way through, or are we just gonna ask them to take us to Ras Nsi?
All right. In fact, that's a good question, because as you guys get to the tunnel and you're looking at these tracks and noticing and seeing, a group of 3 Yuan Ti challenge you, and they speak in a language I don't think any of you understand. Is they stand up and these 3 snake creatures. The bottom halves of them are snakes and their top halves are human, and they hold weapons and they're yelling, shouting at you. They come up out of this tunnel, and Orvik says they are asking what our business is here.
Tell them that we're here to see Ras Nsi. Tell him that the Queen of Omu has arrived and wishes to parley, enter in negotiations.
They look at each other, and they look around at the ruined city, and they're like they shout at him in these slithering snake-like voices, and Orvik says, they say Omu is dead. It has no queen. We should leave before we are destroyed.
Have them look at all this life around us.
Yeah, tell them they must dig deep into their imagination. I'll create an illusion of Omu where Yuan Ti and people are like walking hand in hand. They're all friends and stuff.
Interesting.
Feels very betrayed by that illusion. Just
interesting. All right. So you roll me a persuasion check, Moaxanari.
Oh yeah. Do I get inspiration for anything?
No.
Persuasion, you say?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe in certain parts of the illusion, like getting beaten up. It just kind of snuck in there. I didn't know.
Yeah, apparently the snakes have the same impression of this as Sashira. They're like, this is really stupid. We do not see this. So they actually are pretty upset, and you guys they're starting to actually get pretty aggressive. And from behind them, you hear this slithering voice that speaks in common that says, "Hold," and they all look back and they sort of stand at attention. And this figure comes slithering out. You recognize her as the Yuan Ti that approached you yesterday, I suppose. I had her name, and I forgot it again. God, I wish I could remember her name.
You didn't have a name last time.
I know. But I looked it up this time, and I knew it, and then I forgot it. Fenthaza. Ah, yes. Fenthaza. She rose up. She says, well, I was beginning to wonder if you were going to accept my invitation or not. It seems you have decided to do so. She looks at Princess Moaxanari, who is standing there in the front, telling these snake people about how amazing Omu is, and
Can you throw that name in the chat, please?
Finthaza.
Finthaza. She says, "I am glad that you have decided to accept my invitation."
All right. Well, Waxenari will actually look at Alessandra and for some kind of hint as to what to do.
So she was being stealthy.
So,
Did you catch that?
Catch what?
Well, you got to look if you're looking for a sign for me. All right, you ready?
Oh, what was the sign? Well, I don't know what that means.
Apparently, whatever you're thinking, negative. But it's the negative of anything you're thinking. So.
The problem is, I wasn't thinking anything. So the negation of nothing.
Negative nothing.
Something.
It's just like crossing the stream.
So I will just say, I guess we don't, and I cast Wall of Fire on them. And I will make it a semicircle with the hot side on the inside, so it surrounds them.
I don't think so.
You look surprised. You look surprised.
I don't know.
Why can't I just use the helm and we can like
you could have used the helm at any point, John.
Yeah, you
I
got
was trying to, but I was trying not to talk over anybody.
All right.
I didn't say anything.
So does anybody well, all right, I guess this is sort of a last chance objection if anybody has.
I have a big objection to blatant stupidity.
Well, now
this is going to hurt us.
It might.
Party. Let's not do this.
That's true.
So do you want to fight your way down the whole way?
I was looking to. Okay, all right, Roy. Let's back up a bit.
So, John.
All right, so let's play it like this. So, Moaxanari is sort of so the snake person comes out, and Moaxanari is like
Rastano steps up and says, "What would you have us do?"
Well, I wasn't done yet. Moaxanari is like and she looks to Alessandra, and Alessandra gives her the head shake, and Moaxanari says, "I got it." And you guys notice Moaxanari takes the first move in the sequence of moves that will create a wall of fire on her enemies. So I guess you've got a couple split seconds if you need to, if anybody needs to interject in that. I'm sorry. So
John, did you want to say something now?
Or rest on this, yeah.
Let's talk about what we can do. What idea we can work with this?
So technically, we did not agree to what they had to say. If they take what we say as having agreed with them.
Okay, now wait. So we're having a lot of discussion, but I'm looking more for actions right now. So
we have
Rafina
says, "What would you have us do to Finthaza?"
Yeah, and Rafina lays a hand on Waxanari's shoulder as if to say, "Whoa, not just yet." And Rafina and Rastalnos step up to talk to Finthaza. And Rastalnos asks,
"What would you have us do?"
Well.
And Rafina, are you using your helm?
Yes.
So Finthaza she.
Roy, they get a savings throw against that ability.
Against Wallfire?
No, against Detect Thoughts.
Only if I want to probe deep. I escape surface thoughts.
It lets you cast Detect Thoughts. Where Detect Thoughts gives the target a saving throw.
Yeah. Oh, you're detecting thoughts on Finthaza.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. So let me think. All right. Let's give her a save.
It's a DC 13 from the helm, so that you know.
All right. I am going to Gerald. Can I tell you how great it is to have you here?
I know.
No, for real. I need somebody. I need like a technical backup in all this. This is really, really useful. All right. So any bonuses? She'll actually make that. Okay. So she. Rafina, you are not able to detect thoughts and from her, but you notice that she's different than she was before. Before, when she talked to you, she seemed much. Well, this time she talks to you, she seems more guarded. She says, "Why? What would I have you do?" Well, of course, we are friends, and these Yuan-Ti are standing nearby, and they're sort of at attention, and ostensibly not paying any attention, but clearly they can all hear this, whatever she says. And she says, "Why? As I recall from our last meeting, you were on your way to have a meeting with Ras Nsi, were you not?"
Yes, of course. That is what we came to do.
That is what we came to do.
Yes. So we are agreed on what it is you came to do. And she looks at you, Rastanos, directly. And her eyes form into tiny slits, tiny snake slits of eyes, and she looked at you
They weren't
probingly.
already snake slits?
Well, they were, but now they slit even more. They're slittier slits. they're really slitty now.
And Rastanos looks her dead in the face and says, "Our greatest desire is to meet with Ras Nsi."
Well then.
At this moment.
Well then, and she looks at the guards. "Why are you stopping them? They are clearly here with a purpose. Come, friends. Allow me to introduce you to Lord Ras Nsi." Or, yes, she's, "Allow me to introduce you to Lord Nsi." So, Moxenari, you know that I don't know if I've told you you guys this. I think I have. The Raz part of Ras Nsi is a title, right? Like, Raz it's an ancient thing, but Raz is like like if someone was a duke or something, right? It would be like Duke Nisi. Here in Cholt, Raz would have that same sort of implication, the same title. So it's sort of like Raz Nisi is the equivalent of Duke Nisi. That's just a...
She would become Raza and Vinthasa or something if she takes over.
She's not... What? No. Well, no, this isn't a Yuan-Ti thing. This is a Cholt thing. Yeah. This is a Cholt thing. So remember, Ras Nsi was once was once a chosen of Ubtao. He was once a huge hero or something like that here in Cholt, many hundreds of years, centuries ago. But he revolted against Ubtao, against Mesro, and Max already knows that he has actually, he is known for attacking Mesro with armies of undead. But here these days, it seems like he was once the chosen of Ubtao, the champion of the undead of Cholt, but he is apparently that no longer. At any rate, you guys descend down into this tunnel. I suppose I should share that with you guys. Here we go.
Oh. This tunnel.
Now you tell us.
Yes. So you are coming down from the top.
We're still not even loaded.
Yeah, it's coming. So as I mentioned, this is a huge tunnel, lots and lots of traffic, and you come to this gigantic gate. The gate is actually open currently, and Fenthaza walks you through. There is another cater. There are 4 of these Yuan-Ti guards down here behind the gate that are guarding things. And she nods to the guards, and they sort of look at them and give you kind of questioning looks, but note that you're with Fenthaza. And so they allow you through. Let's see. You continue on down this way. Whoops. Oh, there we go. All right.
When we're alone, ask Fenthaza the cube.
Oops. She continues to walk, ignoring that, actually. She takes you down into another chamber. This is a huge chamber. 4 pillars with serpent reliefs support a 20-foot high ceiling. In the middle of this room, there's an 18-foot high statue of a coiled cobra. It's facing north, of course. That's where you're coming from. Torches with green flames flicker on the walls, and the air reeks of dung. 2 wagons are parked in one corner, and a triceratops is confined to a metal pen in another. To the west are a pair of dark alcoves, and to the south, a wide pillared hall. She sort of ignores all this. You guys can kind of see a ways down the hall. It continues on. She actually leads you to the east, this way. Hey, where did my party marker go? I'll use the sheriff for now.
Oh, I stopped stealthing. Oh, what is this?
All right, so this room, she leads you on through. In this room, this is what is obviously can only be described as an underground cathedral. At one end, a sculptured balcony perches atop 5 rearing stone serpents. That's the north side, of course. Blood dribbling from the serpent's jaws falls into a semicircular basin. And that basin there flows down a sloped trough into a wide stone bowl set into the floor. That's the middle, this giant bowl of blood. South of the bowl is a mezzanine, prominently situated atop which is a cauldron of steaming broth that exudes fleshy odors. To the west, where you come in, there's a huge gong carved with snake patterns on this sort of balcony where you guys are. And you kind of pause and take this all in. This is a pretty morbid scene, and the smell of it is this crimson smell, that smell of blood and cooking flesh that's sort of nauseating to all of you, really. She kind of pauses here and stops and sort of just kind of watches and enjoys the look of horror upon your faces that she can see. And she kind of leads you across this whole area, and she comes up to these big double doors and opens them, and they extend out far away. And she looks at you and she says, "Well, then, therein lies the throne room of Ras Nsi. There you can come and accomplish what you came to accomplish." And she looked at you. Rest on this.
Excellent. We
Great.
will return with good news.
See that you do. So you guys head down the hallway.
Right.
Yeah, as
Doors
we're
behind
heading,
it.
Shishira ask the group a question. Why aren't we trying to side with her right now? We just want to see who this Ras Nsi is? Is that right?
Yeah.
Uh,
We need the last stone from Ras Nsi.
I know, but she did offer something before.
Yes,
What did she offer us? She offered us the last stone.
She offered us the last stone if we side with her against.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, she-
Sell her out to Ras Nsi, completely ignore it and search for the stone.
She said that Ras Nsi has the last stone. And she said that she was looking for you to handle Ras Nsi, and that were you to do that, the last stone would be yours. She basically seemed to want to hire you to take out Ras Nsi, and in return, she would give you the stone that he has taken.
So
But
at this point,
oh yeah,
I and I point to Riff, and I point to the helm.
Talk back and forth to Alessandra with the helm.
Yeah, actually, why don't you talk to each of us in turn? So let Sashira know that we're going to communicate through the helm in case anybody's listening. We don't want anybody to hear what we're talking about.
Okay.
All right.
Pass it along is the modus operandi for the moment.
Yeah, and I'm pretty cool about you guys having, you know, private talks amongst one another. That's fine.
So
you have a hallway to have any discussion that you want to have.
So I think that our best action. Finthasa wanted us to play Ras Nsi and the Red Wizards against each other to weaken both of them so that she could take over.
Right.
And so I think our options are continue with that plot, even though the Red Wizards are already weakened. We don't know if they left as they said they would. We can still tell Ras Nsi that the Red Wizards intend to come and steal the cube from him. Or
Well, we kind of need the cube.
Or we can expose the plot.
I mean, we would have to meet Ras Nsi.
You were saying earlier that Ras Nsi is a giant unknown. So wouldn't you rather just find out something about Ras Nsi before we decide?
Yeah, I think I would rather find out about Ras Nsi first, but my suspicion is that we're going to want to expose Finthasa and let Ras Nsi deal with him.
More than likely.
Deal with her.
My question, this is Cher talking, is when do we decide and who decides? Because we've had this problem, and I want to know who decides.
Well, Rafina's got the helm, right? So she can coordinate. So we'll just go whenever Rafina says she's had it. We're at it's time to act. We'll just go on that.
Rafina?
Sounds like a plan,
Tell
I
me
guess.
what to do.
Right
Excellent.
now, we're just going down, I guess. So are we going to try to talk to this guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Rask, you're going
And then
to,
at a certain point, check in with me, and we can decide if we trust this person, want to deal with this person, and then
30 seconds.
pass along that to all of the others.
All right.
Sound good?
No, it sounds like we're really screwed, but we're here. Let's roll with it.
I think we're not in a horrible position. I mean, obviously.
Other than being in a snake's lair.
We're in a snake pit.
We're in a snake pit, about to go talk to a chosen of Untao that's fallen and now gone with the bad guys. So yeah, I think we're in a pretty bad situation, but
maybe I don't know that he's gone with the bad guys. But anyway, let's go.
He's
all
just
right.
a pawn.
So you guys head down the hall.
I'm gonna run and get a drink.
You've got the plan. You come into a room.
Real quick, so
What's that?
I'm gonna grab a drink.
I have a couple of
Oh yeah. If we want to, all right. Yeah, let's take a short break, like just a couple minutes. Grab a quick drink. Buy if you have to, like super short break. Come back and we will speak with Ras Nsi. All right, let's get back to it. Ew, perfect timing. Rest down this. All right.
Always.
You guys enter a room. 4 pillars support the vaulted ceiling, and steps ascend to an iron throne carved in the likeness of a hydra. Painted on the wall behind it is a large blue triangle. To the south, an engraved stone disc is set into the floor of an alcove. A 10-foot wide opening in the east wall leads to a flooded cave. In this room, there is, upon the throne, an image of a human snake. His lower half, an enormous serpent. His upper half human. Though you notice that, well, as you can see from the picture, his snake flesh, as well as his own, seems to be mottled, withering perhaps. Also in the room, it's not just him. Turns out, so he's sitting in this throne. There are more things in here. There are Yanti Malisans near him, not far from you at all. This is a tall, muscular Yanti pureblood. He actually looks like a human, but he stands here and he sort of steps up to block your way as you come into the room. There are more Yanti scattered around the room, and on the north wall near him, there are 4 ghouls. And each of these ghouls actually have this blue triangle on their forehead that matches the one that you see on his own.
Do we know what the blue triangle is?
Yeah, would we?
I don't. Tell you what, this I'll give you a lore check, Bard, if you'd like. But this is hard. This is like deep Cholton lore. Moxinari, you two actually. Moxinari and Rastanos, you guys can both make like a lore check for me. However that works for.
Lore isn't the skill.
Arcane. How about Arcane? Or what's your Arcana? I'm sorry, yeah, Arcana.
Arcana or history, either one.
Oh, 25.
25? Oh. All right, well, Moxinari remembers that she was told a story once that and this is, in fact, this is a thing Rask where you're like, nah, this doesn't make any sense to me. And Mox is like, wait a minute. The blue triangle, that was the symbol of Ras Nsi. In fact, once all the undead in Chult carried this symbol, and it was a sign that they were under the control of Ras Nsi. So the blue triangle is the sign of Ras Nsi. These few ghouls that are in this room are clearly under his control, as they are marked with the blue triangle. But the other undead, you're sure, that you saw throughout Chult were not marked with this blue triangle.
Huh. Fancy that.
So you come into the room as a group, and Ras Nsi, he sort of looks at you, and this Sekalak, this big thing, he sort of steps up and bars your way. And Ras Nsi addresses you, and he's got a very his voice, as you're used to hearing from these from the Yanti, has this slithery sort of voice. He drags his S's and such, but his voice it's powerful. You can tell that there is a force behind it, but there is a decay in his voice that you've heard. In fact, well, he addresses you. He says, well, welcome to the temple of the Yanti. To what do we owe this pleasure? And you've heard this voice, and his voice, it does sound deep and resonating, but it sort of reminds you a bit of when you used to talk to Valindra, the person who originally got you into this. Her voice is the same thing, right? It was this voice of power, but it was a voice that had a decay to it, right? She was affected and she was withering, and you
mean Sildra.
Syndra?
I'm sorry.
Not Valindra. That would be the Lich.
Yes, thank you. Sorry. Syndra. His voice has that sort of same quality to it, and you can kind of see these bandages and this decaying thing to him. And so he says, "Yes. Well, what is your business here with the Yuan Ti?"
Our business is not with the Yuan Ti. Our business is actually something that may benefit you.
Benefit me? Us? He looks around at his room.
You and anyone who has a stake in the Soulmonger.
Soulmonger, I know not of what you speak. You waste my time. It seems... It seems
the
you...
effects that you're feeling from the Soulmonger.
I feel no effects. I am Ras Nsi, and he stands up. I am stronger than I have ever been. I worry not about you, and I do not know what this Soulmonger is that you speak of. Perhaps you would be better suited as sacrifices.
You have a key, a cube.
He looks at Moxonary and he's like, a Chilton. Yes. A cube?
I'll show her whatever cube I'm carrying.
All right. He says, and in fact, when you pull it out, everyone in the room goes on high alert. They actually start to go to attack you, and he holds up a hand, and they pause. And he says, "You are trying to enter the tomb.
Yeah,
Our purpose here is to ensure no one enters the tomb of a Serarak."
Well, it seems to me that a Serarak isn't doing you any favors.
Serarak, he is an ally of ours. He shall help us to release Dendar, the Night Serpent. As such, well,
How long has he been helping you?
Who are you to question me, Lord of the Yuan Ti?
Oh, I don't question you at all. Great champion.
Well, it just seems to me that it would not hurt you to turn your eye. So the question is there something we can offer you to get you to turn your eye?
Turn my... What? What madness do you speak?
We need to go into the tomb. You can help us. Perhaps we can help you.
I do not... I do not... I do not...
Dying. In fact, everyone knows it. We've been contacted by numerous Yuan Ti factions, specifically to lie to kill you.
Ooh.
Everybody knows you're weakening. And it's all because of a Serarak's toys down below. So we have a mutual interest in destroying it.
And sure, you could wipe us out. You could just destroy us and then fall victim yourself.
I would rather you.
Yeah. What she said.
Moxonary, you make things difficult.
What?
Yes.
I've simplified everything.
Yes, you have simplified things. You have also called out the leader of this faction in front of his faction. Now, how would I handle that if I were a leader who ruled by might and fear?
I'd roll it.
How would I handle that, Moxonari? If someone called me weak in front of my court, and someone stepped into my court and called me weak.
I guess you would have to think that maybe he's already thinking he's weak, and that he's only putting up a show.
Right, but in his court.
And that his other factions that we've already called out that they're trying to produce treachery.
The show must go on.
Oh!
That's
Question.
true, but we're
Question.
also,
How
remember,
many of his? How many?
we're offering him an actual solution to his problem.
How many of his court speak the language we're speaking?
A lot, man. He actually stands. He rises. He rises out of his chair, and he says.
And one other point, Roy. You've got 4 undead. Usually those aren't independently thinking, and you got 3 brood guards. So it looks like his court that he's been called out in front of amounts to 2 Malazans and 1 other dude.
Yeah. So he actually he calls out. He says, "Be gone!" And the brood guards and these Malazans actually take off. And these Malazans take off, and they look at you, like the 2 of them look at you, and they look at him. They have questioning looks as they leave you. The brood guards seem to listen without hesitation, and they take off. Sekalak stands aside, but stays in the room. So the rest leave. The ghouls do not move. Ras Nsi actually comes down, and as he walks down and gets close to you, you actually pick up the scent of decay and death, the same scent that you smelled with Syndra, though hers was more masked by perfumes and such. His is in full regard. And
a half bow. He is a duke.
You give a half bow. And so as he walks up, he looks at you and he says. And so he looks at Moaxanari and he says, "Speak, child. What is it you are here for? The cube, I imagine. Access to the tomb. I cannot give you that. It is my duty to ensure that you do not enter."
Look, Ras Nsi, this thing is killing you.
What thing?
Do you really want to die a pawn of Acererak?
Pawn? I am the favorite of Acererak. He has talked to me directly. I am his chosen to defend.
Why are you coughing up your guts? Why are you falling apart? Favored of Acererak.
Well, that is a good question, but Acererak has enlisted me to ensure the tomb is safe from interlopers, and in return,
he has betrayed you.
What? Acererak has not betrayed me. Acererak will release Dendar and make me ruler of this world. Stupid fools.
Undead from you. He's stolen your army from you.
No, he's stealing your life force from you, using an artifact that he has inside his tomb that you won't let people go inside. That's what's killing you. That's why you're wasting. We've seen it all over Faerun. We know. We've traced it here. We've traced it to Acererak's tomb.
And you're not the first on. Well, actually, Moxonari wouldn't know that. Never mind. No, she would. Moxonari will say, "You're not the first lich, or not lich, but undead of your power to be suffering."
So, Ras Nsi's not undead, right? He controls the undead, but he is a living entity.
Not for much longer.
Well,
and there's not an undead that we know of that's affected by, because Valindra's not affected by it.
Well, it depends, right? So remember the curse. The curse is that anyone who dies, their soul is eaten by the soulmonger, right? But the secondary effect is that people who have died, who have been raised from the dead, they are the ones, right? That is Syndra. She said, "Hey, look, I am actually withering and dying as some effect of this," and they trace us all down. So it turns out that people who have been raised, they're the ones who are going to die, like they're withering away basically by the day, literally by the day, withering away.
So
so you were resurrected
or raised at some point, yeah.
How would you know that?
Because that's who it affects. That's the artifact that Acererak possesses that you're protecting. You're protecting the means of your own demise. For the first time, you sort of see his eyes sort of betray him a bit as he of course continues to try to portray immense strength. He flinches and his sword bursts into flames. It becomes this flaming sword. And he says, "You speak heresy. You do not know of what you speak. I am Ras Nsi, favored of Acererak. I shall be the champion. I shall rule the world when Acererak releases Dendar, the night serpent, upon the world."
Oh, then maybe we're wrong, and you were never slain and resurrected.
He pauses at that. You've clearly hit a truth.
Because that's all that it affects.
And he would have known that.
He looks around at the remaining court and he says, the sword, the flames in the sword wink out, and the sword is just a normal sword once again. And he says, "What is your plan? Let's say that I allow you to access the tomb. Then what?"
You get all 9 cubes, so you can say you're protecting the tomb once we're in there, and we're going to go stop what's killing you.
Yes, our goal is to destroy the soulmonger.
Soulmonger. I have not heard this term.
That's the name of the artifact that's killing you.
That feels correct. And you see him sort of wither. He sort of looks, he says, "There is something." And he looks around again to see who's listening. "Eating at my soul. I can feel it. Every day I feel it. It eats a part of me.
Yes.
Each day my flesh withers. My soul withers, though my will is strong."
It'll keep consuming your soul until it has consumed every last bit of it, at which point you will wither and die for good.
These are the promises of Acererak.
Yes. This is the fate that he has actually gotten for you.
There will be no Dendar. There's no ruling the world. There's just you dying in this tomb.
A guard of your own demise.
It doesn't affect those that have not died and risen.
Once upon a time, you were a chosen of Ubtao and a champion and a hero to save this land.
Wait. Okay. Orvex lays a cautionary hand on your shoulder, and Orvex says, "He is listening. Do not bring up the sins of his past." These things, he's moved. Again, he looks around. Very well. I do not like what you say, but what you say rings of truth in my soul, and I have known in this lifetime, which has been long, to listen to the rings of truth in my soul. Let's say that I give you this last or this cube. Then what? You go into the tomb of a Sararak, and then
We destroy the soulmonger.
this soulmonger, this artifact that is eating my soul. I see. And he sort of slithers back and walks away from you, and he kind of goes in a circle a bit as if he's really deeply thinking, and he stops suddenly. He's like, wait! So, and he looks at you, Moxonari. You said there are factions trying to kill me. And here you are magically in my throne room. Do elaborate.
Um,
And he looks around and he says, do not worry.
Actually, I have no reason to protect her. I'll just tell her. Fenthaza, contact one or two ally with us to allow the Red Wizards to come in here, and while you guys were at each other's throats, Fenthaza and her faction would kill you. And then she would take over, trying to release Dendar, and we would get the cube.
She doesn't think you're working hard enough towards it.
Yeah, that.
You know, I have suspected this for some time, but you have proven my suspicions correct. Human, you have found the favor of Ras Nsi. Congratulations. You shall be awarded a boon, and you shall be allowed to leave the fane of the Night Serpent unmolested. Here, I believe you want this. And he goes back up to the throne, and he reaches behind and he pulls out a 3-inch square stone cube. And he goes up to Waxanari and he says, take this. Achieve your mission. Know that you have an ally in Ras Nsi.
Okay.
You have proven valuable to me this day for in more than one way. I shall deal with Fenthaza, though it is not unusual among the Yonti, as I have found, for them to be looking to improve their rank in the world. So, but go. You have my blessing.
Okay. Where's the entrance of the tomb?
The entrance of the tomb. When he wipes spittle from across valleys. Sometimes the simplest questions are the hardest ones to answer. This is not one of those times. Go to the end of the causeway. Head north as far as it goes. You shall find a vine-covered obelisk. That is what you seek.
And how shall we leave the shrine safely?
You have the favor of Ras Nsi. And he says, Sikaluk! Ensure that the gods know this group is allowed to leave the shrine unharmed, lest they suffer the wrath of Ras Nsi. Yes, Lord. And this Malison heads out. You can be sure that your passage in this fane is safe.
Well,
Half hour
already
again.
then.
Half hour
Yep.
again and start leaving.
Yeah, Rastanis bows again.
All
Or
right.
bows this time.
He accepts your bow. Ras Nsi seems pleased by the bows. And he goes back to his throne and he says, "Be gone and be quick."
We leave immediately.
And that's what we do. We be gone and we be quick.
All right, so you guys head back through this whole big giant blood throne room type thing, back through the the big serpent area, and the apparently the word has been spread as you go. And this place is crawling with Yuan-ti. Like there are many Yuan-ti. Get it? Yeah. And they sort of see you, and they don't seem happy about it, but they recognize that you are allowed to go where you want to go. You head all the way back out. Where are you guys? Yep. All the way back out. All the way back out.
We're gonna go all the way back out.
And you go to leave.
To there.
And you get to the main, or as you're into the main gate chamber, Alessandro.
Yes.
You feel, hear. You hear cries for help. It's on a frequency where you don't know that you really hear this with your ears. Maybe you do, but it's a frequency. It's hearing things at a different frequency, and you hear a cry for help, and it is a cry that says, "Help us, help us. We are fading quickly. We know you are here. Help us."
I look around.
It clearly comes from this east corridor.
Hey guys, let's take a quick detour.
No one else, of course, hears any of this.
And I'm looking off kind of like this, trying to pick up where the sound is coming from, and I start in that direction.
Kind of seems like we should get while the getting's good.
This might be important.
Yeah, getting out of here might be important.
Well,
Nobody else hears nothing.
Someone needs help. I don't know.
Who needs help?
We need to find out.
I thought that's what we were going to do.
all right.
So Roy, a little bit lost. What's our escort situation?
There is no escort. Apparently, Ras Nsi sent his herald out to let this area know that you guys are free to leave. And the Yuan-ti are interesting, right? So there are different Yuan-ti, right? Some of them are like clearly snake creatures. But then there are the Yuan-ti purebloods, and the Yuan-ti purebloods are humans. Like, they look like humans. A lot of times you'll see people walking by as you pass through these corridors that seem human, but they'll have maybe some snake-like features in there. So yeah, you guys don't have an escort. You guys have basically been apparently giving clearance to leave the place. Ras Nsi has you have the favor of Ras Nsi, and his herald went out and said, "Yes, you may leave."
I turn to Misha, and I say, "Misha, do you hear this?"
Misha looks at you and says, and she looks down the corridor, and she gets these big eyes like, "We must help them."
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to go.
Well, we need to be quick about whatever detour you want to take.
I'm at this point, I'm actually ignoring Rask, and I'm moving off down the corridor.
Head down the corridor. All right. So there are these Yuan-ti at the gate, and they look at you as you come up, and they sort of start to challenge you, but then they're like, and they let you go. So you go down the corridor. You head down the corridor. You come to a door, but the voices are clearly to the east of this door. So I assume you continue on. Yes. And you find yourself in a room. In the middle of this room, a bloodstained altar stands in the middle. It has shackles bolted to its top and niches carved into its sides. Housed in each niche is a human skull. Grooves run down the altar to gutters on the floor, allowing spilled blood to drain into the walls. Clay urns overflow with wet bones and gore. There are also 2 Yuan-ti in this room, one in to either side of the northern the passage to the north that ends in a door. To the east is a barred area. Chris, the voices are coming from the north, but there are 2 Yuan-Ti here.
Okay. I start to move towards the door.
Use the helm to talk to Alessandra and say, we could silence this area so nobody would hear
Why?
the combat.
We don't need to be in combat. We were told that we would be unharmed in this area.
So there are 2 Yuan-Ti outside this door, and they they look at you and they who are you? Who would disturb the priests?
You know who we are. You've been given orders.
The priests do not want to be disturbed.
You know who we are.
That's not very convincing.
It doesn't matter what the priests want.
Give me more.
He said we are to be unharmed, and so we will be unharmed. And I am moving towards the door.
All right, Chris, roll me a persuasion check. Let's see how persuasive you are.
I don't. Hold on a second. I'll roll it, but then Brenda smells natural gas, so I've got to go check that out.
Natural gas is bad.
Yeah.
I have gas too, but it's not natural.
No, your gas is not natural.
Or if you want to give it to Rastalnos.
Oh, it didn't put my inspiration on it. Oh, hold on. I'm going to roll it again. There.
Ooh.
I'll be right back.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, great. Now we won't hear or see if his apartment blows up.
All right, so, oh yeah, great. That's a great point. That's a really good, that would be a really good time to leave the video. Yeah, leave one or the other on, right? Like,
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We'd probably get more viewers in this sick world.
might be.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, man. Take one for the team.
All right, you guys. So the guards do not molest you as Alessandro leads the way, and you go through the door to the north, and steam rises from a stone basin filled with viscous black and purple liquid. 3 serpentine creatures surround the pool. Each has the head and upper body of a dark-skinned woman and the lower body of a snake. And as you walk in, they look up surprised at you. It says, "What business have you at the Oracle Pool?" You notice that there are, around the pool, stationed in quadrants, basically, there are 4 fey creatures, each bound. Well, okay, clearly bound. Well, I really need Chris here for this.
Yeah, this really sucks since the person you were talking to. Yeah.
La la.
Well, what do you do?
Perhaps, while Chris sorts out, I mean, maybe this is where we have to stop this week. Maybe we pick up here.
Yeah.
Can we go a little long? Or what do you guys?
Well, I don't have a time.
Sorry.
Oh, there he is.
I'm here. It was something else.
All right, good. So you go to this door to the north, and you enter this in this room. Oh, wait, hang on, actually, this is written up. So you see steam rises from a stone basin filled with viscous black and purple liquid. 3 serpentine creatures surround the pool. They're like writhing around the pool. Each has the head and upper body of a dark-skinned woman and the lower body of a snake. Around the pool, on each quadrant, northwest, northeast, southeast, southwest, there are fey creatures, and they are shackled to the pool. When you look at this pool, it's crazy. The pool itself is swirling, the colors changing, and looking at it sort of seems to try to draw you in as you see this pool, right? These 4 fey creatures that are tied to the edges of the pool, they're not tied with ropes or strings, but they've got these bonds around them, and it's actually looks like this sort of magical glowing shackle around them that leads down into the pool. Alessandra, you notice that the shackles that they have are the color of twilight, and this is very familiar to you because the patch, the symbol you have on your body, has the same coloring. In fact, you are intimately familiar with this coloring and this changes and the pulsations, and you notice that the coloring of those shackles and the changes and the pulsations are uniquely in tune with the patch on your own skin. As you guys walk into this room, these 3 serpentine creatures look up and you do not belong in the oracle pool. And these creatures, these 4 creatures that are around the pool, they actually kind of look to you, and you hear them and you see them, and these are clearly where the cries of distress are coming from, and they scream at you, help us, get us out, it drains our life, help us.
I am going to...
I was like, well, whatever.
I am going to take my bodice and show the oak symbol on my chest and say, "Oh, I belong here."
The creatures, they look at you, and as you do that, it actually pulses. The shackles that hold them pulse, and they pulse in time with the symbol on your bodice. And these creatures scream to you, and they say, "None of us belong here. Get us out. We must leave." All this goes on in an instant as these 3 snake-like women look at you, and they're all hissing at you. You do not belong in the room of the oracle.
Start passing the word that I'm going to silence the back area of the room.
Well, okay.
All right. Rafina's going to silence the back area of the room.
Okay. Do it.
Initiative?
Actually, so these 3 snake creatures, they're very threatening, but as you approach them, they kind of continually back off. Like they seem to profess violence, but they don't want any kind of violence. These are not warrior types. These are not, Yanti fighters. These are some sort of priest type snake thing, and they do not want to fight you. They're menacing but not combative. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as if you approach them menacingly, they'll actually back off from you, while still looking at you very threateningly. But they you could, if you wanted to walk up and kill them, you probably could or something. But they back up from you as you approach them menacingly.
Can I use the power of Veranestra to counterspell the bonds on the Fae?
Interestingly, you cannot, but you can apply force, by recognizing the connection between the actual coloring of the Queen of Eric Darkness and the coloring and pulsations of these shackles. You can recognize where to apply force to break these shackles. It's not by channeling Veranestra. It's actually a little bit by connecting a little bit back with the Queen of Air and Darkness. And kind of recognizing that. It's sort of like picking a lock a little bit, right? You're like, okay, I can't break this lock, but if I go back to this other knowledge I have, I can actually break this constraint. And you are actually able to do that. By and it sucks because it feels dirty. It feels terrible. You have to sort of, acknowledge and connect a little bit with the part of yourself that you've tried to distance yourself from so much. But you recognize that tapping into that self, you're able to connect with these bonds, and then you can decide what to do with them. And you can decide to, of course, release each of them. And so
when she does that, momentarily, her eyes go black.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And your hair is actually
goes dark,
right?
Kind of a deep auburn instead of its normal bright red.
Yeah, you guys have seen this before, and it's a dark moment for Alessandra. I mean, not dark, but sketchy, because you guys have seen the influence of the Queen of Air and Darkness on Alessandra, and you see this, and for just the briefest moment, as she releases each of these 4 fey creatures, her features become more masculine, her hair changes, and she's just like, and each of these bonds are broken, and you've got these 4 fey creatures, and they sort of cling to you. Take us out. We are exhausted.
How big are these fake creatures?
They're small. They're like 4 small-sized creatures. You guys could carry them. They're actually they're all trying to kind of clamber on you, and which is kind of really sort of like weird. And Misha flies around like, hey, hands off! Whoa! Step back. That's my bitch. Just lay off now. Come on.
If I can carry them, I can cast greater invisibility on myself. And then they will all be invisible as carried objects.
Or can't just dimension door with all of them completely out of this?
No.
Yeah.
I guess I could just do that.
It might be a little far. Invisibility works though. That's fine.
It's 500 feet. I could teleport without error outside of the entire area. Like I could get us outside of the circle.
Okay.
But I don't know that I necessarily want to do that, because then that would be separating the party.
Yeah. Well, invisibility or dimension door?
I think I'm going to go with invisibility.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. All right, greater visibility is cast.
We don't have to split the party. And
so
if you guys need me, I'm still here. Because there could be repercussions.
Yeah.
Do we want to tie up the snake ladies? How do you tie up a snake person?
That's it, man. That's I don't know if you can.
They're probably able to slither out of anything unless we tie them
unless we tie their arms and legs
up.
In
fact, and this whole time, they're sort of impotently telling you, you will suffer. You must not take the keys. Oh, well, they
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as we leave, the first thing to do, the brood guards are going to go in there and check out what happened. So I don't know if tying them up really makes any difference.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let's let the brood guards go in and then pit in the door behind them.
Okay.
Or I don't know. And when you guys leave, what do you? Well, okay, so so these priests or whatever, they're like slinking away from you in the corners. They're hiding. You guys walk out the door, and the guards by the door sort of look at you questioningly, as if to ask, "So what's up?"
Nothing. We'll be going now.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. Yeah, no. Seriously, nobody's got anything better than that. Come on, help me out here, guys.
We'll be going now. I said we'll be going now.
And they probably can't understand us anyway.
They wanted us to leave anyway.
Nothing really. All right. Let's see. Let's see how much time you can buy. Restanlos, roll me a persuasion check. Let's see how much time you can buy with your. It's all cool, bro.
Yeah, we'll be going now.
God, plus 10? Seriously?
That's my strongest. That's my strongest suit.
All right, so they kind of like, as you're like, you guys walk out and these guys are like, something's up, and they're kind of suspicious, and you're like, nothing going on there, man, like the usual stuff, and you're like, okay. Wow, 24.
Before the gongs hit.
That's crazy. All right, so you guys walk out, -1 party person, +4 fey creatures, and the guards have no idea that that's going on. You head back out to this area. Where are you headed?
Straight out.
At full speed.
All right, so you guys go. You wave at the guards, and the guards that are at these big giant bronze doors, they look at you like they're really unhappy that you get to just walk out of here. But orders is orders, and they begrudgingly let you go, and they look at you, telling you, "I would rather kill you, but fine, whatever." So.
And I nod to them completely, like understandingly, like I understand that you don't like this, like kind of sympathetic. I'm sorry, this sucks.
All right, so you're out of the thing, Alessandra. You have a few fey creatures with you. All right, I know it's 11. Do you guys have 30 more minutes in you?
I would say, well, I understand what you wanted.
Yeah, 30 minutes. I'll beg.
Okay. I'm good with it.
Okay.
All right. You head up to the causeway, the nearest causeway. You now have 9.
Going to take 30 minutes.
What's that?
I said you think this combat is going to take 30 minutes.
Or less. You guys head to the causeway, and yeah. So Orvex, as you guys leave, Orvex is like, "I do not believe that just happened. We went into the fane of the Night Serpent and got out with our lives. You, Alessandra, what was that all about? What did you do?"
It's better that we not discuss it.
This is bad. But we have the keys.
It's bad, all right.
We have the keys, though. Perhaps we can find some safety inside the tomb itself. We must get there. Go, friends, come. Or come, friends. Go, come.
Everybody finds safety in the tomb of the Sararak.
Yeah, that seems like a place to find safety.
That's where people go.
Yeah, always hide in the tomb of the Lich.
For refuge.
All right, player map.
We have all 9 keys at least.
You do. So you guys head to the Oops, come on, map. Look in the stream. You guys head to the causeway. You get to the causeway and you head north on the causeway. No, that's Eric. Sorry, moving a couple things around.
Damn it, Roy.
What'd I do?
Nothing. Just kidding.
Well, I didn't see anything move.
No, I haven't shared. All right, so you guys head to the nearest causeway, and you head to the north. You actually find
By this point, I'm visible again.
Oh, darn.
So maybe you should let the fake creatures go. I mean, they're here, right?
They're gonna get slaughtered if we let them go.
And they're going to get slaughtered if they come with us.
That's true too. Can we talk to them? I mean, really, why are they here? They might know something.
All right. We are on a new map.
A new map? Oh, that's why you said half an hour, because that's how long it's going to take to load.
It might. It's a big map.
You don't even know, Chris.
It's a really big map.
I hear every other word y'all say at best.
That's
right.
because of the superiority of Max.
No, because of being in the freaking woods at 10,000 feet.
On a Mac.
On a Mac.
Okay. You guys head north on the causeway, as you were told. Near the base of the cliffs, a 15-foot tall obelisk of cracked stone is draped with vines and black moss. Behind it, you see a dark passageway, obscured by withered creepers. A second, smaller tunnel burrows into the base of a cliff to the east.
So where's the words?
I didn't hear that. Can you repeat
Let's
that?
see. All right. So you guys can go up to the obelisk. Oh, man, I need my combat tracker.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry. We'll just use Sashira for now. You go to the obelisk and you kind of brush aside some of the vines and such covering the obelisk, and you see a message that is carved into the obelisk in common. It says, "Fear the night when the Forsaken One seizes death's mantle and the seas dry up and the dead rise, and I, Asarak the Eternal, reap the world of the living. Those who dare enter, take heed. The enemies oppose. One stands between them. In darkness it hides. Don the mask or be seen. Speak no truth to the doomed child. The keys turn on the inside only." Thus, you have found the obelisk. You have seen snakes. You have found the vine draped obelisk that you have seen in visions or were told about in visions. There are two pathways forward, heroes.
You see two pathways?
Yes, there's one leading into the east and one leading to the north.
Search the obelisk.
Enemies oppose.
You find nothing except what I've already described.
Is there any other words toward the door?
There's nothing in this obelisk outside of what I described.
Are there places on the door to put the keys?
There are, in fact. There's a short tunnel to the north that ends at a slab of worked stone. The edges are marked by relief carvings of grinning skulls. 4 lines engraved at the center of the slab cross one another to form a star, with both ends of each line marking the location of a cubed-shaped cavity cut into the door. 8 cavities total.
And that's straight ahead of us.
Correct.
So we need
What's to the east?
The east is a passageway that heads off to the east.
And where does it go? Does it turn north or just end?
From what you can see, it looks like there's a series of alcoves run the length of this narrow tunnel. Each, yeah, and it sort of ends in a wall, I guess. So, yeah.
I think we need to go search the alcoves.
Yeah.
You need to find a mask, right?
Well, we know who has a mask.
Who?
Azaka has a mask.
No. Well,
If
yeah,
only
she does.
Azaka hadn't been asked to leave the party, Waxanare.
Yeah.
I miss Azaka so much. I loved
That
her.
wasn't Moaxanari who did that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Moaxanari didn't do that.
Yes, she did.
Grey Petal did that.
Grey Petal did that.
Oh, shit.
Why you blame on Waxanari?
You're right. My bad.
They're basically the same person.
Sorry. That's what happens when you switch characters. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay.
Those start
Switch.
starting toward the alcoves, and let's see what's in them.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to find that wall has the 9th cube place.
Huh.
Well, the
Sure is
9th
gonna
cube will
stand
go
up.
in the
All
center.
right. So each of these alcoves, each one features a bestial statue standing or squatting above a basin of oil. These statues depict the trickster gods. Each facing pair of alcoves, are two of the gods that face one another.
Are they the enemies? Are they the opposing gods?
Yeah. Actually, from what you've learned, yes, these alcoves clearly depict the opposing gods.
Are we going to search the alcoves?
There's something between them. The enemies opposed, one stands between them in darkness.
Yeah, the one that stands between them is Unk the flail snail.
Right.
Yep.
The one that stayed out of it.
In darkness it hides, right?
Throw a light stone in there all the way.
You don't have to. I can see in any. Darkness is no enemy of mine.
Okay.
If there's a place to put a 9th cube, I should be able to see it.
Yeah, I mean, well, it looks like just a passage that has 8 alcoves.
We need to find another mask.
On the door, is there any symbolization to it to see where the cubes would fit?
The door only has 8 spots for cubes, and they're all like they're in a grid, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
A square grid?
Square grid. 8 and 8 slots. There's only 8 slots for 8 cubes.
And can we see which one match these patterns on the door?
Patterns on the door. There aren't patterns on the door. There are just 8 squares that could hold one of these cubes that you guys have.
So it's just 8 random patterns. I thought you said it was a star shape or something.
No, it's a square. There are 3 squares, and then 2. It's like there's 8 squares in a square pattern. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So just like the statues is what you're basically telling us.
No.
No, not like the statues.
No.
More like the 8 on a domino. More like the 8 dots on a domino, except they're squares.
In fact, if you look at if you look at this square grid, right? If you look at a 9 square grid on the map, if you ignore the middle, you'll see there are 8 squares that form that, and each one of the squares is whatever.
The middle is still open in that case, correct?
There is no middle. Like it's just there are only 8 squares, so the middle is actually just flat stone.
Oh, I see. So what we would do is put the cubes. We should put the cubes of the opposing trickster gods in the 8 slots, standing opposite, and the flail snail in the middle of the group.
But there isn't a middle.
There is no space.
But maybe there will be if we put them in.
Okay. I'm with you. Oh wait a minute, I'm not with you.
Maybe
I'm gonna stand by the obelisk.
I'm hiding. I'm cowering back by the.
You know what? Never mind. I'm by the obelisk.
I want to go look at one of the nearest statues in the alcove.
Okay.
That's not a good idea.
No. I'd actually rather put the eight things in, but okay.
All right.
Can I just do that?
Do what?
No, because I don't have them all.
No, you don't. All right. Well, Rafina, what's your plan by the statue?
I want to see what they are, what order they're in. See if there's an order to it. There's got to be an opposing order.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We established that each of these 4 statues are the statue across from it is its opposing statue. Yes.
Right, but I want to see if that relates to the Legend of the Nine Gods.
Perfectly.
So
I can tell you already. It's
Yes.
perfectly
These
Yes,
are
I already asked that question.
these are 8 of the 9 gods, and each like the top 4, the top 4 are the opposites of the bottom 4. So like if you go from left to right, there's like Moa and Wango, then Ijin and Obalaka, then Papazotl and Kabazan, then Nang Nang and Shagambi. And those are like the opposed guys that you've found all the way to the end, but the end is just a flat wall.
Can I have the cubes? Can I try it?
Sure. So Wango and Moa are the last 2 statues then.
Yeah, and past them is just a flat wall.
And then the one next.
No. The last 2 are Nang Nang and Shagambi.
And there's no place on these statues to put anything, or
The statues, no.
Well, that's nowhere near the order of the legend.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. What matters is that they're opposing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
might
use.
need to be-
If I put the cube in the slot, does it stay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They can clear these squares are clearly meant to hold each of these cubes.
Okay. So
Does
I put
any part of the cube still stick out?
Yeah, just a little bit, but yeah, they rest safely inside the squares.
So I put the 8 cubes in place with their opposites on the opposite sides, and then I take the.
All right, rest on this. Where are you?
Standing there.
You should stand back.
All right, fine. I'll stand
Oh,
back.
I'm by the obelisk.
Where are your Fey friends while you're doing this?
They
With
should
you.
also stand back.
Oh, they want to be on you. They're like, no, we need you. We need you. We need you.
Should we put all the characters on this map now?
There you go. Put yourself where you need to be.
All right. Well, if I have to have a Fey body shield, then I guess I will do so. But keep that in mind, Roy. They can soak damage.
No, they can't soak damage. They're like,
I'm just kidding. All right.
they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, we need to leave. We need to leave.
No, we're going in.
In.
Yeah.
And they mention, and you hear this cacophony. Well, these 4 voices that all scream at you. No.
Yes.
No.
That is our quest.
What? That is your quest, not ours. We have been drained. They have used our energy as a conduit to speak with this evil, this horrible evil. We fade. And you can see as you talk to them, their life energies, they're fading. Like they're in a really bad shape. And they sort of commune with you, and they say, we must get home, else we are doomed. Help us, Alessandra. Help us to get home.
Misha, can you take them home?
Misha looks at you. She looks at them. She shakes her head. But she looks at you as if but you could. We will not survive much longer. Take us where we may be healed, Alessandra.
Okay. So I go back out. I stop what I'm doing.
Oh.
I go back out.
Throw the cubes on the floor.
Wait. I was just going to ask you technically, what does that mean? You stop what you're doing?
I was placing the 8 cubes in place.
I seem very important.
Yeah, so we'll say 2 are in. Two of the cubes are in the squares on the wall. They are 2 opposite cubes. And Alessandra sort of like pauses. She sets the bag with the rest of the cubes down by the door, and she walks out.
Rastanos picks the bag up and goes and continues the work that Alessandra was doing.
Well, this is significant. What is Alessandra doing?
Hold on for a second, Rask. I have to go. I don't know when I'll be back. I don't know if I'll be back.
Wait, what does that mean? What are you talking about?
I need to return these and find out what's going on. In the Fey realms. I'm kind of in a unique position because y'all know that I'm a warlock of Veranestra, which y'all don't know. She's actually my great grandmother, and
what?
and the queen is actually my great grandmother on the other side.
This is an issue of family.
Yes.
So you got family problems.
Well, possibly.
Don't we all?
Possibly.
Paul.
Family problems. But with this development, I need to save these poor Fae and find out what's going on, and I don't know when I'll be able to return.
So what do you need of us?
I want to say goodbye.
Well, I do this to everybody I say goodbye to, well, except the statue. I give Allie a hug.
And of course I hug her back.
Which is crazy for Sashira, because she's so standoffish from any sort of, physical affection or anything like that.
Yeah. It's probably the least comfortable hug ever for Allie.
Actually, Allie whispers into Sashira's ear that she is the most beautiful one of us all, and then breaks it off and goes over to Rask and gives him a hug and pinches his butt.
Rastanos holds Alessandra.
And then goes over to Riff and gives her a hug and says, "Take care of him, and no undead armies."
And may the light guide your way.
No undead armies.
Here's the hoping, since I'm going to fight darkness herself. And then I go to Moaxanari. I don't hug her. I bow.
Moaxanari will say, though we did not see eye to eye often, I have always respected you. You are welcome in Omu whenever you wish.
Well, I expect you to have this place cleaned up a little by the time I get back.
Well, we will have a grand reception.
All right.
And with that, the Fae, they say they sort of, these guys are all clinging to Alessandra, right? Her. In fact, let's not forget that Alessandra is this really gorgeous, well-endowed young woman, and they're all clinging to her. And Alessandra sort of says her goodbyes, and she's like, "Well, and the Fae say, we can combine our power with yours, and we may get to where we need to be." And each of the 4 Fae, actually, they hug you, and each of them has a limb, right? So they're one on each leg, one on each arm, and they hold. Yeah.
There's one more person. I turn to Orvix and I flash him.
Orvix is like, whoa, whoa.
Okay.
Whoa! Orvix is officially stunned. He's officially actually stunned. Yeah, this is like probably the best thing that's happened to Orvix in his entire life ever, by like a factor of 3 or 4.
Okay.
Maybe 5.
Let's go.
Yeah. And so these fake creatures, they sort of grab onto you. And there's this sort of you almost hear this, but you don't. And there is this fluctuation of light and sound as the Fey creatures lend their power to you, and your inner power empowers their abilities. And the wings that you've started to grow actually function. And you and the Fey creatures grab each other, and you actually lift off, and you start to fly off. And you get a little ways almost out of sight, and then there's actually just a small star that appears, bloop, 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 and you are gone from this plane of existence.
Okay. Well, that was fun, guys. It's good seeing you.
So, the party has found the entrance to the Tomb of Annihilation after all of this time. Some, I don't know, 5 years of playing, or however long it's been. They have gone through endless trials through the jungles of Chult. They have made allies, they have made friends, they've made enemies. We've met Ras Nsi, a powerful entity, an ancient entity here in Chult. Perhaps the most powerful entity left in Chult since Ubtao has left? Not sure. But the party has allied itself with him. They've overcome the Red Wizards of Thay. They have found the 9 keys that open the Tomb of Annihilation. But along the way, they've lost a couple of friends. Grey Petal stands as an eternal statue in the city of Omu. A monument to friendship and protection and the mission which she undertook. Alessandra, she has found her kin, and she has left to the Fey realms to help her kin, to free them, and to wage her fight against the Queen of Air and Darkness. But that is another story. For now, here we are. We have all the keys to the temple. Come visit us next week, and we'll see what the rest of this adventure looks like. Anybody have any parting words for tonight?
Nerd out.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
Right on. Right on. Well, like I said, next week we will see what the entrance to the Tomb of Annihilation looks like, I think. Tune in. Until then, nerd.
Out.
Out.